Yeah. Big O, we told you we ain't playing no games, man. It's just truly probably Pablo, Culture, Lord Productions.
Good morning, South Florida.
This is the Big O Show.
You're tuned into the Big O Show.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio show with Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams, from the Dolphins to the Heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday Pablo in the Big O Show. O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll. Locked on the morning show, Big O. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk live and direct. Because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live, it's the best of the best. He's got the fans, got the heat, he's the best of the best. Big O, the only talking sports with a style. Break it a morning, it's Big O-N. Thank you for tuning in, keeping you glued in. Stay tuned, because right here's where the rumors in. Same place, because right here some of them begin. Simply call and just state your opinion. Real talk, sports talks, the Big O Show. Yeah, you love it, yeah, you like it, call him and let him know. Culture, probably Pablo, now introducing the man of the hour. Big O, a.k.a. Orlando also Gary. Yeah.
Welcome aboard, boys and girls. It is time to have a little fun on the show on a beautiful Tuesday. Hope you all had a great Labor Day weekend. We were laboring yesterday, by the way. If you did not catch us, maybe you were off and hanging out or whatever, but we weren't. You know what I mean? We actually worked yesterday, so we did our thing.
You labored all week. You only had Saturday off.
Yeah,
that was it.
Yeah, because that's true. I worked Sunday. It was a nice long Sunday too. So it's one of those things. Yeah, we kind of grind in this life. That's just the way it is. Plenty of stuff to talk about today. It's kind of it's one of those things, right, where this is the beauty of what we're doing now, right? I mean, we went through 4 months of hell where we had no sports, and yet we had to come up with sports topics every day. And you know, we did all right, and obviously all the other crap that was involved, and we had to get in on that. And so we have a lot less of the crap now, and now we're talking really pretty much sports 99% of the time, which is awesome, by the way. It's great. The other time we talk music. But this is one of those weeks. Like, remember when I told you on Friday all the stuff that was going on and what a great day it was for sports? And today, we've got the Marlins back in action. Sixto Sanchez is on the mound. We've got the Heat back in action tonight with an opportunity to put away Milwaukee. And I'm not going to make any excuses about the last game or any of that. I'm not going to talk about referees. I'm not going to talk about any kind of anything. They screwed up. They lost the game. It is time now to just make up for it and get it done and move on. Don't point fingers. Look at yourself in the mirror. And I think they will. I think they're going to come in extremely focused today, and they're going to, win this game and eliminate Milwaukee. Whether Giannis plays or not, that it was thought of that he was ruled out, and now they're saying that he's not ruled out. I think the last time I checked, so we'll find out if that's the case or not with all of this. But we'll keep you updated on it with whatever we hear when it comes to Giannis as stuff breaks. If we're on and we see stuff about Giannis, we'll tell you about it, okay? Crowder, by the way, Jay Crowder is being listed as questionable for tonight's game with a left ankle sprain. So that's at least on that end. And Kelly Olynyk also with the right knee is listed as questionable for tonight's game. The question is what's going to happen with Giannis? And what I would say with Giannis is go back and look at Isaiah Thomas playing on one foot. I think it was like 41 points. I want to say don't hold me to the fire there on the points, but I want to say he scored like 41 points on one ankle in a playoff game. If I'm Giannis Antetokounmpo, I know he's listed as questionable according to Shams Charania from The Athletic. He's got a sprained right ankle, so we'll see what ends up happening here with Giannis if he is going to end up playing tonight.
Got to think that goes right up to game time, right? 6:30, they'll make a decision, right?
I mean, I don't think there should be a decision, bro. You gotta tape sticks to your ankle, tape them, and go play. I don't care what.
And this is a guy that's had several high ankle sprains and know all about this.
And I played through all of them. Actually, every time I would get my ankle twisted early in the game.
Didn't you have a special brace, though? You did get a special.
I ended up getting I still have the brace somewhere. I haven't worn it in years, but I have a brace that I would put on my ankle that would, it helped me because I used to twist my ankle up all the freaking time. Luckily, I never broke it, but I twisted it up many times. It was like an avocado or a mango. You know what I'm saying? So that happened to me many times, but you got to suck it up and play.
In the locker room, they were saying he had no lateral, and he could not jump at all.
Did you watch Isaiah Thomas?
I agree.
He was hopping.
Yes, I remember that.
It wasn't no straight.
No, yeah.
Side to side.
He was pogo man.
It was. He was. Peter
Cottontail.
Peter Cottontail
on a pogo stick.
He was Peter Cottontail. Hopping down the basketball trail. Seriously, I mean, I some of you youngins, you have no idea what the hell we're talking about. But Isaiah Thomas played on one freaking foot, bro. Now, Isaiah Thomas is not on the brink of a $250 million contract. So he is 1 year removed or 1 year away from getting a $250 million deal. So, again,
does the three
different times, I guess.
Does the 3-to-1 what are the odds of us coming back? Seriously?
I know, but in their world, they can't think that way.
Right.
In their world, they got to think, no, we'll get the next one, dude, and then we're 3-2, and we get the next one, we're tied, and then we can go to game 7.
Game by game thinking, yeah.
Yeah, that's how these guys try to,
How about a Wes? Like the Knicks, and just show up for 5 minutes, 7 minutes, and be the inspiration.
Yeah, you could. But I mean, we hear about Kuchenberg playing with a broken back, and Jack Youngblood playing with a broken leg. And it's Ronnie Lott. No, cut off my tip of my pinky.
Oh, I'm playing.
I'm
Got
playing.
It off.
You know what I mean? It's like I. The problem is when you're old, like I am, and you have perspective, and you've watched all these guys sacrifice. And I look at Giannis, and I got to tell you, there's a little bit of that screaming he put out that bothered me a little bit. I don't know. I mean, maybe most people won't have the balls to say it. I know lots of people were thinking it, right? When he had that big yelp out about his ankle, and he's on the ground like, come on, dude. Give me and get the hell up and let's go. Yeah, unless you tell me it's a high ankle sprain, because they haven't said high ankle sprain.
No, they have not.
Just say ankle sprain. So if it's a regular ankle sprain, even if it's a bad one, you got to find a way to get out there,
Didn't
bro.
Emmett have a crack in his foot, and they locked up the home field advantage one year? Emmett, right?
Yeah.
Against Philly, I want to say.
Emmett blew out his shoulder in the first half against Washington. They taped it up. He went back in the second half and scored 3 touchdowns. I'm glad you reminded me of that. And that's a shoulder and a running back in the NFL.
Getting hit every play.
You want to play with an ankle in a soft-ass NBA, or you want to play in the 90s with a bad shoulder and you're Emmitt Smith?
I take both ankles bad over the shoulder, man. That upper torso, anything of that. Yeah.
Everybody that's on
you can't even twist.
If you're on the chat board right now, just tell me, did anything go through your mind when you heard Giannis with that loud ass scream about his ankle? I'm just saying. Just be honest, right? It's a little part of you, like, it's like I've twisted my ankle a whole bunch of times. Nobody at the park ever heard me scream. Nobody. Not like that, bro. It's, And then you
You
try
got
to,
the flat tire for a bit.
and then you try to walk it off, run it off, and you just keep going. You know what I mean? That was my world. I'm just saying. I'm sorry, man. I just look at it and
the Crowder news, I've gotten so used to him
says
hitting.
it's over. He broke it. He didn't break it because it's just a sprained ankle, my brother. Again, let's just go off on a tangent. Let's go talk about something that has nothing to do with the damn subject. ISIS, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Let me just go off somewhere where I who the hell's talking about a broken ankle? It's like we have this tendency in this world that we don't stay on the subject. And then you got to come up with something just completely off base. Obviously, if he has a broken ankle, ISIS, he can't play. I get that. It's not a broken ankle. It's a twisted ankle. It's a sprained ankle. I'm sorry. There's a part of me that was just like, I cringed when he yelped the way he yelped about a twisted ankle. If it was broken, then I'm with you. Broken, he shouldn't even be questionable. He's out. Broken.
Right, yeah.
You got a $250 million contract a year from now. It's broken, bro. Get the hell out of here. It's sprained. You're the league MVP.
You're down 3-1 and the new season starts in January. 3 months, right?
I saw Favre play with a leg that was just mangled for several weeks. He would keep starting on one leg and kept playing. I saw Russell Wilson like 4 years ago with a high ankle sprain, a knee sprain, and I think it might have been like a hammy or something, and he played all the way through it. He played through a high ankle sprain at quarterback in the NFL. High ankle sprain. Okay?
The Crowder news. I've gotten used to him hitting a shot in the first minute, the three-pointer.
Yeah,
in the first,
he was hot. What was he, 6 of 12?
6 of 12, yes. Him and Duncan Robinson, both 6 of 12. And Hero was 3 of 6. We had 3 guys that shot 50% from 3.
I'm just saying, if it's a sprained ankle, I expect him to play. I mean, I know I would play.
Or at least go out there and give it a go.
I know Alonzo Mourning would play.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
I mean, Dwayne Wade was playing with bone on bone in his knee. I mean, it's. I'm just saying.
That's when you hear crunchity crunch.
That yelp of his, that scream, kind of just it bothered me a little bit. I gotta be honest, dude. Gotta be honest. It bothered me a little bit. It was just kind of. And if he doesn't play tonight, and it's like, come on, bro, you gotta sell out. You gotta sell out. Unless your ankle's broken, you gotta sell out. Unless it's a high ankle sprain, then I can understand. Because high ankle sprains are a mother.
You'd rather break it?
Yes.
You'd rather have a fracture.
Yes. I've twisted my ankle many, many times. I've had a high ankle sprain a couple times. And I can tell you from experience, anybody that's had a high ankle sprain, you know what I'm talking about. It's about the most sensitive thing I have ever had that I've had to deal with, except for, I don't know, maybe a spinal tap or something that I've had, or I don't know. There aren't too many things that thing affects everything you do.
It's almost like a cracked rib. Torn cartilage. Cartilage is worse than a cracked rib.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
Yeah, it is. It is. What do we got here on the chat board here? Ian from Brooklyn, number 1 today in the house. The Raging Dolphin Maniac is in. Lewis Bryant says, checking in from the ATL. So dick of these blind-ass fans acting like Rosen proved something here. If he did, he would still be on the damn team. Stop flipping madness. I'm with you, Lewis.
Blind-ass fan alert. Look out, everyone. We've got a blind-ass fan coming through.
You're going to make some good decisions. You're going to make some bad decisions. Some are going to work out and some aren't, man. That's all. Gus 1388 is in. I'm just glad that they keep fishing for quarterbacks. That's what matters to me. John Santos is in. Says, since our Dolphins have only 2 QBs, what will happen if Fitz gets hurt in week 2? Do we look for another QB? Can we start Tua yet? Well, John, if you were listening to the show yesterday, we explained to you that two of your spots on your roster, on your practice squad roster, are guys that can be active on game day. So I would imagine Ruddick is going to be active. So if Fitz goes down, I think it's going to be Ruddick, not Tua. I really believe that. So those two players, one of them will be Jake Ruddick every week, and that'll be your third quarterback. That's how low they thought of Josh Rosen, that they figured that there wasn't much of a difference between him and Jake Ruddick, and yet Rosen would take up a roster spot and more salary. So they said, you know what? We'd rather have Ruddick, less salary, not a roster spot. We keep him on the practice squad. He knows our system. He's been here a couple years. Boom, over. And so that's kind of what's going on with Jake Ruddick. And it just kind of showed, you know what you have to respect about Chris Greer and Brian Flores is that they don't F around, bro. And we've had this conversation before where you keep Eddie Moore and you keep playing him, and you and I know he can't play, and you keep Jamar Fletcher around and you know he can't play, and you keep certain players around, you keep playing them. You keep bringing back Ryan, and he shows you that Tannehill's never really going to be a difference maker, but you keep bringing him back. You know, I've watched over the years so many different regimes, so many different coaches try to justify their picks or their free agent signings and keep playing. When you make a mistake, address the mistake and move on. And you're going to make mistakes because you're not going to hit on every draft pick. You're not going to hit on every free agent signing. You're not going to hit on every street free agent. That's just the way it is. And what I love about these guys is that they don't F around, man. Hey, we screwed up. This guy doesn't fit. Out. Move on to the next. And they're going to screw up, too, on one of those. They're going to release a guy that eventually will do well somewhere else. And maybe it's on another scheme, or maybe it's the same scheme. It's going to happen. But the conviction has to be there. You have to believe in your decisions, okay? And they stayed the course last year with youth, and they cut a whole bunch of people, and everybody said, oh, they're tanking. And no, they weren't tanking. We were trying to explain that to you. And they ended up 5-4 at the end of the year, and they beat New England in the game they needed. So their conviction paid off last year in the way they went about things, by completely tearing that team down and having less talent than everybody else in the NFL, and yet won more games than some in the NFL. So you have to give them the benefit of the doubt. And what you also have to give Brian Flores is he has a vision, and he has to see that those players fit what he's trying to accomplish. And if Josh Rosen didn't fit, then you move on, bro. That's all. I love the people overreacting about it. I already talked about it yesterday. It just doesn't make any sense.
You know what, I'm thinking?
Just listen to the segment yesterday, and I explain it why it makes no sense whatsoever. I love what they did yesterday.
And the fear of releasing somebody that's worth something, the way they handled Needham, because Needham should have been, we were all about get rid of the guy, and he ended up turning into something. So there is a guy that was failing. They gave him a long enough leash, you know what I mean, to show us something. And I mean, Rosen, we've had, over a year or at plus to see.
Hey, listen, some of you guys believed in Kiko Alonso still. There were still some of you out there. My boy,
after that Raiders game, I don't know how.
My boy Channing Crowder is one of those guys, and he played the position. I remember him over at QAM when I was there. He was one of the Kiko fans, and yet they looked at it and said, he doesn't fit what we want to do. Because obviously he can't cover. And then they went, no, Vince Beagle will fit, but they were right. I know Vince unfortunately got injured, but they were right. And these are things that you have to understand that they're doing and they're trying to accomplish. But in the process, the idea of going after quarterback after quarterback, I love it. You've only been here for 2 drafts and 2 quarterbacks. Keep going, baby. Eventually you'll find your guy. I think we found the guy in Tua. He's just got to stay healthy. And we'll find out whenever he does play if he can. Big O, Thomas, 1988 NBA Finals, Game 6, 43 points. I was off by 2. 25 points in a quarter. Wow. That's awesome. I mean, I remember watching that, bro. That's one of the greatest performances I have ever seen by an athlete in my life. Isaiah Thomas. Okay? You may not like the guy. He may be a jerk, all that stuff. Compartmentalize all of that. That performance there on one leg, one of the greatest I've ever seen in any sport. It's a top 10 all-time performance by Isaiah Thomas. Okay? I know I won't be able to come up with 9, 10 more that are better than that in my lifetime. That was just amazing. And for you youngins that can't, Gus 1388 did the homework. It's 1988, Game 6 NBA Finals. If you can watch that game, watch the game. Okay? Anybody out there that's too young, that you weren't even born, or you were, 5, 10 years old in those days and you weren't really, watching that, I want you to go back, because I'm sure that game is on YouTube somewhere. Watch that game on one ankle. Monstrous performance. One of the greatest performances of all time. Ray Grullon is in the house. Howdy, everyone. Let's go Heat and wrap this up today. Giannis, great player, pero tremendo llorón con el tiburón, tobillo. Yes, that's right. Not un tiburón. That's the problem. We needed him to be un tiburón. These dudes are soft nowadays. They sit out for zits. Let's see. Troy Ortiz, Louis Bryan, Michael Young. Don't go after him in free agency. Was soft was my first comment. Okay. All right. Matthew Walker, I'll do you one better. Oh, remember when Richard Sherman dislocated his elbow versus Green Bay in the NFC title game in 2014? Dude still finished the game. I mean, there's a lot of those, right? How many times did Larry Zonka break his nose and keep playing? Yeah, the broken nose, not so bad. I can kind of, that's not nearly as debilitating because you can still breathe through the mouth. You know what I mean? So it's not so bad.
He had the nose guard put on his helmet because of that.
Because of that, yeah, exactly. Mark McIntyre and Robert Triana. No Flores and Greer don't force players to work out if it's not happening. John says, thanks. So all I wanted to know is I don't want to start Tua until the end of the season or next so his hip can completely heal. That's why I'm saying that I'm pretty sure that's the way the rules are. If they wouldn't have had that rule, they would have kept probably Rosen as the third guy. And if not, then since they have that rule, then they can have Ruddock on the practice squad. Because you put Rosen on the practice squad, he gets picked up by somebody at some point. So the plan doesn't work out for you for the whole year. Ruddock will work out for the whole year because nobody needs Jake Ruddock. Flo keeps everybody on their toes all the time because you never know what's smoke or what's fact. There you go. That's it. Big O, can you give me some insight on Lynn Bowden? I know you followed the draft and had experts on your show who can elaborate on him, why the Raiders lost interest. Well, Richard, they played him at running back. They played him out of position. He had no offseason. And here's a kid that played receiver and quarterback the last couple of years. Did not play running back, but he's multi-talented that he could be a running back at some times. And these guys are going to play him at wide receiver. So that's why. He's a really talented player, and I think the way the Dolphins are going to use him was the smart way. When Mike Mayock said it's on me, that means he told John Gruden in the draft, that kid can play running back, and he was wrong. And so what you want to do with a Lynn Bowden is he doesn't play running back, but maybe once a game he comes out of the backfield. So it looks like he's playing running back, but he's kind of playing receiver coming out of the backfield. Or you could use him in some kind of reverse or something like that as a runner. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think you want to use him as a featured runner, as a number 2 runner or anything like that. He's a gadget guy in that position. And that's where the Raiders failed. He's more of a receiver and a returner. And so that's what you're going to see here now. He'll be a receiver and a returner. Those are his strengths. And I think they're going to coach him up in his strengths. The Raiders picked the weakest part of his game, and he's not there to be picking up blocks and doing all the other things that running backs have to do. That's just not his deal. And so that's where the Raiders failed. And you could tell when Mayock says, this is on me. And you can tell that that's him, Gruden saying, I need another back. Oh, he can fill that need. And he misled John in that one.
You don't want quarterbacks trying to pick up blitzing linebackers.
No, man, no. No, it just doesn't. Yeah. You don't want receivers picking up blitzing linebackers, bro. Unless you're like Anquan Bolden or something, like you're just like one of those receivers that are stout, something like that. Ooh. Okay. Now we're ready.
Perry was not too gay, man.
I know. Paris has got to be lit, bro.
Do it again, bro. What happened, man? We got a power outage? Wait a minute.
Okay. There we go. The plug wasn't completely penetrating. Now it is. Antonio Callaway will be playing after the 7th game. Oh, yeah. If he's healthy, he'll be active, Herman. He'll be active. That's why Mark Hollins, right? Is it Mark Hollins, the 6th receiver? That dude has got to kill it, right? Is it Mark Hollins? That dude's got to kill it in the next 7 weeks. Now, they could release him, and maybe he clears waivers and he gets on the practice squad. But he's one guy that whatever he does, he needs to make it shine, because Callaway will be taking his spot on this team. I'm telling you guys, if and I know these are all big ifs, okay? Devontae Parker comes up with another season like last year where he stays healthy pretty much all the way through. I know he had the concussion 1 week and left, at the back end of a game, but came back the next week, so didn't really miss. But overall he was healthy. You get a healthy year from Parker, and Preston comes back from that knee injury and is able to stay on the field, and you get Antonio Callaway in there. That's some scary stuff. And if Callaway comes with his head screwed on right, let me tell you something. You have those two monsters on the outside. You put Callaway in the slot, and then you bring out Jakeem Grant. And that 4th corner has to worry about Jakeem Grant. Oh, crap. Okay? Because that free safety's head is on a swivel. It's like, do I go to Parker? Do I go to Preston? Do I go to Callaway? Oh, my God, they hit me with Grant too? Terrorizing. That's the thing that people, you have to kind of take a step back and look at what they're trying to do. And if certain things fall into place, the wide receiving core for the Miami Dolphins could be one of the best in the NFL. Okay? I'm not trying to be a homer here. I'm not trying to spin something positive. If you've listened to me for a long time, you know I don't play that game. I call it the way it is. If I like something, I like it. If I don't like it, I'm going to tell you. If it doesn't sound right to me, I'll tell you. You know me. That's just not the way I play. But I just want to kind of explain what they're trying to do and really the potential that's behind it. And Callaway's been away from football a little bit, and just maybe, he's learned his lesson. And if he has, with the guys that they have on this team, I'm just saying it could be one awesome receiving core.
Football's taking a page from basketball, create a mismatch, and Grant on the 4th corner.
And speed.
Yeah, you're going to pick your poison, man.
Speed.
If you have two safeties they can only double over the top 2 guys. That leaves 2 guys open.
Yeah. On
single coverage.
Yeah. And Gesicki turned into a nice receiver last year. And I'll get to that also because of the depth chart yesterday. I made a mistake yesterday, too, on the depth chart. I got to get to that also.
Speaking of mistake, I got to clarify. There are 7 teams making the playoffs,
Yes.
and obviously the first gets a bye.
Yeah.
I said 6.
It's
That was
2 versus 7.
It's yes,
3 versus
exactly.
6, and 4 and
4
5.
and 5.
Yeah.
Yep. And
Yeah.
one is the only guy getting a bye this year.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do we have? All the Finns need to win at the Pats, and a picture of Bill and O. #stalker. Big O, are you doing any special segments this week in preparation of the Patriots game, start of the league? I don't know what you're talking about. What special segments are we talking about? Like a pregame show are you talking about? I don't know. I haven't thought of. I haven't really. The thing is, we don't have bars open and stuff, so I haven't been able to, cut a deal with a bar because they're not going to pay for a broadcast that people can't go see. People can't go watch the games and hang out. So, and that's the problem. And then they're at a smaller percentage, and all these bars have lost so much money. You know what I mean? We do have a standing offer, but it's across the state. And that would be fantastic, but that's a hell of a mission every Sunday to go out to the West Coast. So that, I don't know yet, unless somebody has a business that they want to partner up with us for Dolphin pregame shows, then Bill and I will be happy to go. But unless somebody knows a business here in South Florida that wants to do that, maybe they can, host a pregame show, pass it on. Tell them to reach out to us at Orlando at BigORadioshow.com. But that's been the problem, guys, that, bars aren't open.
Capacity.
Yeah.
If they can't put people in there and you can only bring 25% in or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw a bastardized thing in Doral next to the Wendy's. I don't know the name of the restaurant.
And they're not going to have a pregame show just to promote their takeout. You know what I mean? It's been really bad for the restaurant industry. So unless you know a place that might be interested in doing that, then I would gladly do a Dolphin pregame show like that. But outside of that, it'll be our Friday show. We'll break it down. Maybe we'll do something on weekends. I'm not sure yet.
The place
I haven't really, to be honest, I have not put a lot of thought into it because of COVID and everything that's gone on.
The place in Doral that I saw next to the Wendy's, they have drop-down flaps around the tents, and they got air conditioner pumped in. It almost looked like the machines back in the day the Panthers would use in Miami. But the thing is, it's enclosed. It's just outside, and I'm like,
yep.
What the hell's the difference of you having the inside open? I mean, you're outside, but it's enclosed in the same air conditioner. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Ray Grullon, by the way, says, Big O, that thought on our wide receivers makes my toes tingle, as Mad Dog Mandich used to say. It should. It should make your toes tingle. We could have one of the scariest receiving cores in the NFL. Now, counting on Callaway is some crazy-ass stuff because that's what's been proven so far. You can't count on this kid, okay? But he's so talented that if somehow or another he wakes the hell up, it's going to get scary, man. It's going to get scary, big time. Let's see, what else do we have? Pregame, live stream, bringing in any Pays reporters and stuff. Again, Alan, I would love to do that, but we need sponsors for that. And so we need somebody to step up. Big O, remember when Belichick got Randy Moss and made him big again? Although I know Moss was already Moss, but might be the same situation as Callaway. Right. Not he won't be Moss, but Callaway could add a ton if he actually screws his head on right. So we'll see. We'll see about Bowden. His 40 time was not good at 4.63, but Jarvis Landry was about that, I think. Jarvis Landry is his ceiling. You don't need a number one from Bowden. I'm not sure what you need, Richard. Oh, and by the way, Richard, go check out the 40 for Jerry Rice coming out of Mississippi Valley State. Okay? Oh, go check out I think it was 4.6 also for Anquan Bolden. I'm pretty sure of that. How was his career? Okay. I'm saying, sometimes we take these 40 times and you use them like gospel. And that doesn't mean that you're not a good wide receiver and you're not a great route runner. And so a guy that's 4.4, right, is really fast. And then the guy that's 4.55 is not considered as fast. But the guy that's 4.55 runs way better routes. And so all of a sudden you're watching the guy with 4.55 have way better numbers than the guy that is really fast at 4.4. You know, speed doesn't matter if you're a knucklehead and you're John Avery and you're lazy. You know what I mean? Speed doesn't matter if you're Teal Green and you're fragile. It's not all about speed. And Richard, this this crap you have in your head that you're just worried about the 40 time, that doesn't make a wide receiver at all. Doesn't make a running back either. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Maybe he'll have trouble pulling away from people sometimes. That could be a case, but it doesn't mean that he can't be a great player, can't be a great receiver, can't be a great route runner. When you know how to set up the corners from route to route and you know how to fake them out because you watch film all the time and you know how to set them up, whether you know that they bite for a double move or not, or whether you know how much space they try to give you so you know what kind of route you can run on them to get open. You know, when you have intelligence, then it makes up for a lot of things. That's why Jerry Rice's 40 was nothing coming out of Mississippi Valley State.
I think Steve Largent was the slowest receiver.
Yeah, and Quan Bolden, the same thing. He had a terrible 40. And yet he was a monster. So this whole thing about 40s, you know what that is? That's lazy. That's lazy. Watch the player. Then you'll know if he can be a good player or not. It just doesn't. How many guys have come into this league with speed and they did nothing? Oh, they're really fast. Who gives a crap? Can you actually play the game? Are you tough enough to last week to week? Can you take a hit? Are you smart? Can you learn? Can you run routes? I mean, look at Des Bryant. He lived on athleticism. When he finally got cut from the Cowboys, he goes, I got to start working on my route running. It's like, dude, now? Now you're going to work on your route running? So there are guys that just live on their athleticism. And you can only do that for so long. Got to have intelligence. Very lazy. And whenever I hear that, his 40 time. Is that all you measure somebody by? Is he a good football player? That's really important, actually. You can be a great athlete and suck at football. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back with more right here on The Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
All righty. You know, Terrell Suggs, I think, ran like a 5 flat or 5.25 or something in the 40. And they were like, he fell like in the draft to the late first round. He'll be going into the Hall of Fame whenever he retires. And, in 5 years, you could put him in Canton with no problem whatsoever because he ended up with, I think, over 100 sacks.
I'm going to say something blasphemous.
You know?
My Bears, Hurricane. Devin Hester had all the speed and was a great returner. But as far as a wide receiver,
right. He had
nothing.
He had the instincts as a returner. He never got the instincts as a wide receiver with all that speed.
I understand that he could not remember a play to save his life.
Yeah, that's it.
They were constantly telling him where to line up. He didn't even know where to line up on a play.
You don't have to teach. In special teams, they tell you where the wedge is and where you got to hit the hole. And then after that, it's up to you. And then instincts take over, and that's what he had. He had natural football instincts to avoid people. But running a route and setting up a receiver and all of those things, it's a whole different ball game. You know, sometimes you can look at a guy and say, hey, we've run this 10-yard out 8 times. He's been on my ass every time, right? All right, on this one, we're going to run it at 8. So he thinks I'm cutting at 10, and then that's where you tell the quarterback, hey, I'm going to run it a little shorter. And then the quarterback knows. And then these are things that receivers and quarterbacks can do and change on the fly, but that happens with intelligence. You know, if the receiver has no IQ, he just thinks he's covered all day. And then he'll just deal with it. The intelligent receiver will tell the quarterback, hey, let's play off a little bit from this play. Let's do this. And they'll change it up right there. And they'll adjust a little bit to beat that corner. But it takes the receiver on the IQ to know how to do anything like that and make any kind of adjustment. It's just not that. It's just the laziest thing in the world is to say, oh, well, it's 40 time. That's it. Not going to be a good receiver. That doesn't fly, man. That doesn't fly in my book. Anyway, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. Richard then follows up, okay, what about Mark Duper? He was a speedy receiver that did it all. As a Dolphin fan, I'm always looking for the next Mark Duper. Okay, but what does that have to do with it? So you picked a speed guy that actually can play the game? I'm not sure what we're talking about here. Bones Z, what up, Big O? Speed only makes athletes dangerous when they have skill and knowledge of the position. Boom. Right there, buddy. That's how it's done. All right? Someone can have speed, but the opposing defensive back can have speed too. Then what? Exactly. That's where this comes in. Ted Ginn could run fast straight ahead. That's about it. No, but it took Ted Ginn a little while to figure out how to be a receiver. And Ted Ginn's had a good career, man. Now, Ted Ginn was never going to live up to the draft pick. That's not his fault. That was the Dolphins' fault. But Ted Ginn's had a heck of a career. Okay, let's not confuse the two. Okay, it was a bad pick for the Dolphins. It's not his fault that it was a bad pick. He is what he is. And he turned out to be one hell of a returner, and he then turned out to be a good receiver overall. Not a great one, not a Pro Bowl or none of that. But he was a good receiver that you could have him as a number 3 or number 4 guy on your team. So, yeah, I mean, you know, Ted Ginn turned into a good football player. Okay? Great returner, good football player. Because he learned how to play the position. So he was smart enough to not just be a speed guy. It took him a little while. But that was Miami's fault, that they took him too early. Kenneth Cleveland chiming in on a Super Chat. He says, good morning, Big O. It's Kenneth Cleveland live from the Boom Boom Room. VIP guest list includes Metro Rail Boys, Big O, and Bill. There we go. The Metro Rail Boys, huh? All right. I like it. Pat in Nashville says each receiver often has 2 or more route options based upon coverage, blitz, etc. When you see a QB throw to an empty space, it's likely the wide receiver didn't read the coverage correctly. And that happens a lot when they're not bright. You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's one of those deals. All right, so we got a bunch of things that I want to talk about here on the show. Yesterday, we were going over the depth chart, and I got to apologize because I was reading the wrong depth chart. I was reading one off of Our Lads, and it wasn't updated with the Dolphins one. So it was wrong on one thing, and it was the linebacker. And because I knew it was kind of weird, but I just went with it. I didn't comment too much on it because I wanted to kind of look into it a little bit after. But it showed where it had Camus Grugier Hill starting and not Baker. And it was kind of weird, but whatever. I went with it, and I said, okay, it is what it is. I'll look into it after. And then I looked at the Dolphin one later on after I was off the show, and Baker was obviously in the starting lineup. So my bad. So they put Lawson, Baker, Van Noy, and Elandon Roberts, who's a captain, along with Kyle Van Noy on the starting defense. So I want to apologize for that because I think I said Camus Grugier Hill was one of the starters, and I was wrong there. I was reading off the wrong one. Now, the one subject that's kind of turned into a hot button subject has been Durham Smythe starting over Mike Gesicki. Okay? Now, let me explain something here on this one because I think people, the coach said yesterday not to read too much into the depth chart decisions. And I don't think he's trying to throw us off the trail. Believe it or not, I think Brian Flores is actually being really honest about this. And this is the example. And maybe I'm reading wrong into it because this is all we can do. It's not like they're going to give us clear-cut answers on why they made a decision or not. Okay? They're not going to trash one player to say, well, this guy really struggled in the classroom and was late on this and didn't do this, and so we started this guy. They're not going to tell you that. They're just going to say, hey, everybody competed. We thought this was the best decision for the team right now, but it's not something that's made in, etched in concrete or whatever. Anybody and everybody has a chance on this team. The coach crap that they all throw out there to keep everybody alive, to keep everybody's mind in the game, all that crap that they do. Okay? So all of a sudden now, the Durham Smythe thing is eating at people because Gesicki's not starting. So let me explain, and this is my theory on what's going on with the Dolphins and why Durham Smythe was named the starter and not Mike Gesicki. Remember what happened with the offensive line. You have now a whole bunch of new people on the offensive line, correct? In fact, let me read the offensive line to you, okay, the starting offensive line of the Miami Dolphins. Are you ready? Okay, we got at left tackle Austin Jackson, the rookie. We got at left guard Eric Flowers. We got center Ted Karras. Solomon Kinley is your right guard, and Jesse Davis is your right tackle. That means 80% of your line is brand new. And that also means you have two rookies on the line. Okay? That's why Durham Smythe is starting. Durham Smythe is a sixth offensive lineman. That's the idea. And because you're strong at starting wide receiver, okay, then at least I think that's how they feel, that they've got enough guys out there and they've got backs that can catch the ball out of the backfield. Breida's going to be really dangerous coming out of the backfield. Malcolm Perry's going to be dangerous coming out of the backfield. And even my boy Patrick Laird can even help out coming out of the backfield. So you have pass catchers coming out of the backfield, okay? So I think Durham Smythe is there. They'll tell you we're gonna play the Chan Gailey press conference from yesterday, and Chan talks about how they've worked with Durham Smythe and he's improved in his catching idea, just like we've worked with Mike Gesicki in his blocking, and we feel he's improved in his blocking. Coach talk. The real deal is Durham Smythe is the better blocker because that's his specialty. That's why he was drafted. And I think that's what's going on. Early on in the season, there might be more max protect for Fitz because you got a rookie left tackle. I would not be surprised if Durham Smythe is hanging out on the left side a lot. to kind of help out, to give Fitz time to find people and make plays. And at the same time, when you add Durham Smythe, you can now have a controlled running game because you are now having 6 guys block at the line. And so now you can pound them with Howard. You can use Breida and company and Myles Gaskins. You get what I'm saying? So you're going to have an opportunity here. I think that this is my understanding, okay? Because they're not going to tell us what they're doing, okay? And writers and fans and talking heads and those of us that do radio and podcasts and stuff like that, we're just going to have to guess what they're doing. And my guess is that early on in the season, you don't know what you have. So let's be proactive here. Let's protect our quarterback since we have a young offensive line, we have a new offensive line, and we have 5 guys that have never played together, actually. And these 5 guys have to get to know each other at the pro level. That's a difficult thing. So let's add an extra blocker with Durham Smythe. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I think it makes a lot of sense. When you think about it, as the line develops and the line gets comfortable, which we hope, then Durham Smythe plays less and Gesicki plays more. But if the line is struggling, then I would imagine that Durham Smythe is going to be playing more football because they need to protect their quarterback. And remember, you want to protect him in a big-time way because you don't want to go to your backup right now. And it's nothing against Tua. It's nothing against Jake Ruddick. But if you want to win, let's keep Fitz healthy. You want to win, let's keep Fitz upright. And let's do that with an extra blocker in the box. So I can see more max protect here with these guys right now early on in the season. Now, if the line gels in the first month, which would be a miracle of God, the football gods up there, if they give you a line that gels in a month, then Gesicki's really happy because he's going to be playing a lot more. But I think early on, that's the plan right now with Durham Smythe in that line. Okay? Does that make sense? No, he wasn't paying attention. He wasn't. But I you guys tell me if it sounds crazy to you. To me, I think that's what they're trying to accomplish with all of that. All right, 786-322-1105. The other thing I'm super excited about is that line, believe it or not, because it's been a problem for so many years. And think about this. We have a Laramie Tunsil watch now. I know he's not on the team, but the other LT, not Laramie Tunsil, but left tackle is Austin Jackson. And a lot of people and a lot of eyes are going to be on Austin Jackson, right? Because you got rid of Laramie and you got him for 3 picks, right? 3 big picks, 2 first-rounders and a second. And so now you've got an opportunity to load up with those picks. If you hit on Austin Jackson, then all of a sudden now you've recovered from Laramie Tunsil already with one of those picks. Now it becomes a bonus what you do with the other 2 picks, which is really cool if you're a Dolphins fan. And so Austin Jackson, I'm really excited to see play because obviously it's a really important position. And we've got, Solomon Kinley also. Maybe Robert Hunt gets some playing time down the line. I don't know if he challenges Jesse Davis to right tackle. It'll be interesting to see if that third rookie gets in there. You know what I mean? But the Austin Jackson watch is one that we're all intrigued with because obviously it's left tackle. And I know Tua is a left-handed quarterback, so you're going to worry more about the right tackle there, and they'll solve that problem eventually. And maybe they have already. Maybe Jesse Davis and Robert Hunt can man that thing down and you're fine. Who knows? But that is the exciting part about all of this, is to watch this line that they've invested, draft picks. They've invested some free agent money in here, and they did what you had to do. They needed a quarterback. They went and traded for one, and they drafted another. They needed offensive linemen. They've drafted linemen in the last 2 years, and they've also now signed some in free agency. So they've addressed the problems that they have. Now let's see if they've been able to fix those problems. But I'll tell you, out of all these guys, I'm really intrigued to see what Austin Jackson does and how he does this year. Because that, obviously, friends, is a position of extreme need. Julius 305. Chop it in. He says that observation right there is why I support your show. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you. But I think that's what they're trying to do with the tight ends. Mike Gomez says, I'd like to think Flo and Chan would prefer to lean on power running game. Chan is more of a run-oriented than O'Shea, especially with the massive offensive line. Oh, yeah, that's why they've got a 6 lineman there with the tight end. That's why they brought Howard in, my man. They intend on making life – they couldn't run last year. They want to run. They wanted to run last year. They just didn't have the line. They just couldn't get it done. Now they got backs. They got the line. And they're putting in the blocking tight end. Oh, Mike, very good observation on your part. They're going to try to run a lot the ball. There's no doubt. I mean, it's important to run the ball. You control the clock. You control the possession. You keep the other team off the field. You keep your defense fresh. There's so many positives to running the football. Less things happen that are bad when you're able to run the ball. When you pass, 3 things happen, 2 of them are bad. So the percentages are not good.
When you're beating up people physically,
wears them down.
You're just running roughshod, man, and inflicting your will on, and they can't do nothing about it.
Right, and
it is so awesome.
And we have mammoth offensive linemen this year, finally, which is what I love. I like the big lines instead. I like the big hogs that can move around and slap some people around. The smaller guys that have to, worry about athleticism and mostly zone blocking, because usually that's what you do with smaller linemen. I'm not as big a fan of that as the big guys that can just maul your ass. Love those kind of lines. They just wipe you out. And Miami's got that kind of line. Now we've got to find out if those are the kind of players. They look the part. Now we got to see if they can play the part. Herman says, very intelligent point, Big O. Please talk about the Finns D now, please. What do you want me to say on the D? I will say this. I love the rotation at defensive tackle with Godchow and Raekwon Davis. I'm super excited to see how disruptive Raekwon Davis can be. Zach Seiler had that game towards the end of the season last year that woke everybody up, and you're like, holy crap, what got into this? Who is this guy? And he didn't play the following week after that, which was kind of weird. They put him on the shelf. It was kind of odd, And Seiler now finds himself starting. So think about this. He had that monster game. Then they put him away for the last week. And then now, after the entire offseason, he's your starter. And I've been intrigued since he had that game, okay, who is this guy? And now he's starting opposite of Christian Wilkins. And so I think it's pretty cool. And then Jason Stowbridge, let me tell you, a lot of my scouts really like Stowbridge. They think his upside is enormous. And supposedly he's a great kid, has great upbringing, all that. So I'm really intrigued by Stowbridge because apparently he's got a knack to get to the quarterback. So let's see what happens. I mean, it's tough in a 3-4. You don't really get that many sacks. You've got to be a freak of all freaks to be getting a lot of sacks from a defensive end spot in a 3-4. But he is strong enough and big enough to be able to also help out in the run game. So I'm intrigued by Stowbridge. Christian Wilkins, I'm so pumped about his second season because I think a guy like this, you saw how he got better towards the end of the year, which shows me that he didn't wear out physically, and then mentally he was getting better, right? And so this tells me that now he just needs to improve on his strength and conditioning at this level, and I think that's probably what he did this offseason. So usually these kind of guys that show you something, when they come back the following year, they build their bodies up and they're really able to hold up and play at a more consistent level all year long. And, Christian had his moments early on, and then he ended like this. And I think that's how this season's going to start and continue for him there on that D-line. Those are some of the things. Agba, obviously, I'm super interested to see if he can get it done, if Shaq Lawson can help out. I know Kyle Van Noy is going to be a stud, but I'll tell you, the guy that I'm really intrigued is Andrew Van Ginkel. I like that guy. I like what I saw from him towards the end of last year. I think he looks like a multifaceted type player from that weak side linebacker position. So that's one of those guys that I'm looking forward to. I think our secondary is going to be lights out. Here's something that I'll tell you about the secondary. I think X starts. I know that they haven't sold out completely until, X is starting. He's listed as a starter. That guy's been practicing. He's going to play on Sunday. And with him and Byron Jones opposite of each other, and you've got Noah, and you've got Nick Needham, I'm telling you, and then Rowe covering tight ends, and Bobby McCain playing a little free safety. I love our secondary. I think our secondary is going to be monstrous. I mean, X has been practicing. He even was in one of the scrimmages. He's ready to go, dude. He's ready to go.
Didn't you say he even had an interception, right?
Who?
X.
Yes, he had an interception.
So,
yeah. Doing
a pretty good job for being hurt.
Yeah. New York City Kane says Van Ginkel equals Van Noy on the other side. He kind of reminds me of that. I'm with you, New York City Kane. He kind of gives me that Van Noy type of player. I hope so. But I like him. I like him a lot. I hope he does shine. I'm interested to see Landon Roberts, because this is a guy that came out of nowhere, and not only is he starting, he's also one of your captains, and another guy that New England lost. You know what I mean? So, and again, probably a smart guy too. That's what I like about some of these guys that they added, that I know that they're smart guys. And that's what this team. This is only year 2 of this rebuild. So it takes a while to kind of turn this thing around. But you saw it turning around last year at the back half in the final 9 games. And that's why I think you're going to see a lot of that this year, where they're going to be heading in the right direction because they've got more players that fit what they want to do. And I think now the coaches have more flexibility now than they did last year. So a lot of the things they tried last year, a lot of them failed because they didn't have the players to execute certain things, whether it's IQ-wise, athletically, experience, whatever it is. I think now they've got more experience. They've got more leadership. They've got more athleticism. Now they've got better athletes in there, and I think they'll be able to do some of the things that they want to do. You know what I mean? Because this is not the kind of coach that is going to give you the same vanilla look all the time. You saw it. Even with guys that didn't know what the hell they were doing and were young and green and just coming off the street, he was changing things up. All right, what do we have here on the chat board? Yep, O-line needs 2 healthy years. Don't see Munoz and Montoya reincarnation here yet. Just a potential big-time Tua needs O-line. 2023 is coming big. Well, 2023 is our Super Bowl year. That's the year we win the Super Bowl. I don't know if you know that, but that's Tua's 3rd year is where he leads the Dolphins to a Super Bowl. So it's already, I'm telling you, it's done. It's history. It's happening, okay? 2023, we are all celebrating a Super Bowl with the Dolphins. Okay? And that'll be how many years removed from 73? Well, there you go. That answers your question. Oh, is it possible for the YouTube group to sponsor initiatives for the show that might be difficult to find sponsors for? Maybe the Big O home pregnancy test or the Big O's cup of pizza. We got you. Dougie. Thank you, Dougie Fresh. I appreciate you with the little love here on the Super Chat, my man. We got to figure out something. I would love to figure out something, that's for sure. I think a Dolphin pregame show would be enormous if we can do something and make it happen. Oh, saying Kiko was kind of not smart. Ouch. Yeah. Did you ever hear Kiko Alonso talk? Come on. Come on, bro. Tell me that wasn't the Spanish Spicoli. Huh? When you heard Kiko Alonso talk, come on. The Hispanic Spicoli. Guaranteed. Okay? Where'd you get that jacket? All right, 786-322-1105. My dad's got a special set of tools. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, you can reach out to us anytime there on the text line. We answer at any time that you're downloading the show, listening in the middle of the night, all of that good stuff. And we appreciate all of you, by the way. A massive, massive week on the downloads. We can tell that.
Dude, that would be an ultimate set of tools, man.
Ultimate set of tools. Yes, exactly. Great week. By the way, last night, let's give you our picks in the NBA slate. You know, we went 2-0 last night, right? 2-0 last night. We told you to take Boston minus 1.5. You know I've made a lot of money on the Celtics, right? Have you noticed that? Like the Celtics been against the number, they have been awesome. If you go with the Celtics, you are winning money. Just the Celtics. Anyway, I told you to go Boston minus 1.5. I told you to go Nuggets plus 9. I thought the Nuggets were going to win that game. And the Clippers came back at the end and did what they had to do and won the game.
If Kawhi doesn't have extended fingers, and that one finger in particular.
Yeah. What a block.
You know what? They did an incredible job grabbing Murray at the half court and not letting him get into the flow of the offense.
At the end, you notice how they forced everybody else to shoot except the two studs. And they failed. And they kept failing, and they kept failing. And I don't blame Jokic or Murray because they were making the right pass. Fundamentally, they were making – and guys were open. But they were like, you're open. Go ahead, bro. Shoot. You know, it's like Miami. Oh, Giannis, go ahead. Shoot, bro.
It's the same idea.
I don't want you to drive. Just shoot. Go ahead, shoot. Shoot all you want, bro. Shoot.
Same idea as in baseball. Don't let the guy that you know that can beat you.
Right.
Anybody else, it's okay.
Walk his ass. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, Barry Bonds, bases are loaded. Walk him. Walk the run in. I don't care. Don't let him hit. Anyway, so last night we went 2-0 against the number. We told you to take Boston minus 1.5. They actually won the game 111-89. We told you to take the Nuggets plus 9. They lost by 6, so you won 2-0. If you're following our NBA bets so far, we're 24-18-1. So we're 6 above 500 right now in the NBA. That's pretty damn good, right? 6 above 500 in the NBA.
You got the VIG covered and you got something in your pocket.
That's right. Damn Skippy. So tonight, I got 3 bets. I'm going to go Miami minus 2.5 with or without Giannis. I think the boys are coming in and they're coming focused, and I think they're going to finish out the Bucks, okay? I think the big Buck shot is coming now, and they're going to put them out, and it's over. So I'm going to lay the 2.5 here. I think Miami wins comfortably in this game by 5 or 7 points, or maybe even more. I think you're going to get a pissed-off, focused team that whether Giannis plays or not, if he doesn't, Middleton is going to feel people all over him. Put it this way, he could be at an orgy and there isn't going to be as much contact as he's going to feel tonight. Okay? So it's going to happen tonight. They're gonna make Middleton's life miserable. He had the game of his life already. It's over. Miami will move on. Lay the points. The over and under is 217.5. This game has gone over that number 3 out of 4 times. I'm going to go with the over on this one because I think there's going to be a lot of scoring in this game. Duncan started getting it going. I think Milwaukee also. I don't think Miami's defense overall is incredible, so I think that Milwaukee will get a chance to score some points. I think they go over 217.5, so I'm going to go with those 2 bets. And then at 9 o'clock, this one's real. I'm struggling with this one in a big-time way. I'm going to pick the game because I pick a game, okay? And that's another thing about my record at 24-18. I pick every game that's on the slate that night, okay? When I'm on. So even if I don't like it that much, I'll tell you where I'll lean at least, and I'm going to lean Lakers -5 here. I can't tell you I love this game, okay? Because Houston can give them enough trouble that they can win the game or keep it pretty close. But I think the Lakers with their defense should be enough, and they should be able to pull away. And Westbrook is just not in a mode right now where he's efficient and consistent. He's rarely ever efficient, but he's not consistent right now. He's actually consistently doing bad things out there and not helping his team. And so if the wild and crazy Westbrook continues, I think that benefits the Lakers in a big-time way. So a slight lean, Lakers -5 in this one. The over and under 224.5, I'm not touching it. It's just a little too high right now, and I could actually see a game where Houston does struggle and doesn't score a lot of points, and then it hurts you to get to that number of 224.5.
Look, Milwaukee, fear the deer. Some of our party people that have partaken of Jägermeister. The only deer to fear is, oh, dear God, and that's Jägermeister.
There you go.
Forget Milwaukee.
Little Jägermeister. I like it. All right, let's take a quick break because I'm over here at the top of the hour really quick here, and we'll come back on the other side. Still got a bunch of football notes to get over, to talk about. Got a couple of other things that I want to address. We got Chan Gailey, and we've got Flo. Both press conferences. We'll break those down like we do here on the program. Plenty of stuff to talk about right here on the Big O Show.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. A travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
This is the Big O Show. 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 This is the Big O Show.
saw where Schefter is reporting that the Saints and Kamara are close on a contract. So I guess no more stupid suggestions by fans and media about the Dolphins trading for Alvin Kamara. Wow. Holy crap. They just signed 2 running backs, and you want to give away picks and a ginormous salary, and you're not close to a Super Bowl? It's like dumbest suggestion in the world, dude. Holy crap. Why would you want Alvin Kamara at this point? If you were an Alvin Kamara away from a Super Bowl, yes. But that's good. I'm glad that he's getting that that contract because I'm kind of tired of stupidity. And so, the less I can deal with morons on the air talking about it, stupid-ass articles written about it, or fans sending me a DM or a question on Twitter. Hey, why don't we trade for Kamara? It's like, they're like, do you get what they're trying to do?
Has there ever been a position that back in the day, it was part of the formula to being a championship team?
Yeah.
You had to have a running game, a running back.
Yeah, those days are over.
Okay. And to be this devalued, man. Like, is there any – I'm trying to think of an equivalent in sports that, like,
but when
this is just like what it was the pinnacle, and you got to have this to, like, you know what? Go with a running back by committee.
In general, you're right. But when you have the Zeke and you have the Saquons and you have the Kamaras, those are the few guys that you take a chance on and you say, okay, we got to re-sign this guy because he's just not a good back. He's a special back.
Yeah, but because of important
those guys, and I know the Todd Gurley's Devonta Freeman was given a big contract, but he's not those guys. Like, Devonta Freeman's a good running back.
He was a flash.
No, he's not a flash. He's a damn good back, but he's not a superstar back.
Well, I'm saying the superstar status was a flash, like a year or two but he wasn't.
No,
he's solid. He's good.
No. I never viewed him as a superstar back. Never. I always viewed him as a really good back, but I never looked at him like Zeke. That's different, man. Todd Gurley was one of those guys, but then he blows out his knee. And that's the problem with all of this, because that player is so susceptible to injuries that giving them a large contract is an enormous gamble. But if you're the New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara is just too enormous to your offense. He's just a huge portion of your offense. He's a major threat. He scares people. Saquon Barkley scares people. So when you have those kind of backs, those are the last of the running backs that are at least given consideration of, okay, I got to have him. I got to keep him. I can't let him go.
Okay, let me ask you, would you rather have one of them or a running back by committee that's good?
Committee.
And you got money in your pocket to spend other.
Committee.
Right?
Committee.
So forget $15 million to one guy. Give me 2 guys at $5 million, and I got another 5 to throw someplace else.
But you cannot pass up on that guy if you have him in the draft.
If you have him, you got to keep your guy.
Right. That's the catch-22 of it. You know what I mean?
Don't draft a really, really good back.
Right. I like what
draft solid backs.
San Francisco had 3 backs last year. You know what I mean?
Worked out pretty well for them.
And it works out great. If you can have them, that's fantastic. But if you do land a special guy, there's
the other thing I'm thinking, if that special guy like Gurley gets hurt, your whole offense is totally different.
Yeah.
It's almost like having the quarterback and your quarterback going down when it's that one back guy that is that much of the percentage of your offense.
I agree. Juan Ruiz says, love that 2112 star man. Oh, today is the 33rd anniversary of Hold Your Fire. Cheers. Well, so you'll know, Juan, I guess you're kind of new here on the chat board. One of our listeners, Dougie Fresh, Doug and Victoria, they are the ones that made that contribution. They bought that lunchbox over at VSS West Pines, where we're at every Wednesday, and they donated it to our show.
But tell the whole story, yo. The cool part that they bought it from afar. They're up in Florida Panhandle in Pensacola.
Right. Dougie Fresh is in Pensacola. So he calls the owner, and then he makes the purchase online, and then they gave it to me in person there, the owners. So there you go. That's Dougie Fresh. So you'll know. So that's kind of the story. Juan, a couple of our listeners have donated, like Ray donated the Darth Vader. Pat Nashville gave us the Painter Man right there. This was, this was Julius 305, right? I think. Gave me the Mike Schmidt.
Your Schmidt, yes.
Julius 305 was the Schmidt.
Guy was giddy like a little kid with a new toy that day.
Yeah. Getting a little iffy there, the tower.
What? The base isn't strong enough, buddy?
No, it's just.
Or it's too big?
No, it's not. It's not that I didn't have it. It wasn't centered there. It could have come down. So there you go. So we've had contributions.
Don't forget about the Devo,
what else do we have?
Devo brother.
Oh, and yes, well, that was Dougie Fresh again. Dougie Fresh gave us the Devo hat also.
And had it delivered to
Yes.
VSS. That's where we actually received that.
Yes. So our listeners have made several contributions. Have any of you noticed Dan Marino? See, this is from the Hall of Fame. When I was in the Hall of Fame for Danny, I bought this. So I had to, man. I mean, I went up for the Hall of Fame induction for Dan Marino. I can't believe that was 15 years ago already, bro.
My favorite hat that I own,
Pretty cool, isn't it?
okay, is the Dan Marino you got for me while you were up there. And you know how many times I've worn it?
Once?
Not even.
Oh, yeah?
That one is inside, you know what? The Hurricane 5 national championship one I bought on Bourbon Street on our way to get our asses waxed by Alabama in 92. I never wore that hat either.
Oh, man.
And that thing has a terry cloth lining it. I mean, that Hurricane hat is so awesome. Ibis with the 5 rings. And, yeah, of course, it's not true.
No.
I had to wait till 01.
DJ Gallagher gives us a little love on the super chat. He says, Big O, I will be by on Wednesday with a gift from DJ Gallagher at VSS West Pines. Well, my brother, you can show up. You don't have to bring a gift. I appreciate it. We appreciate it as always. Thank you all out there for always spoiling us, man. We really appreciate it. And thank you. You all are helping us dress up the studio. You know what I mean? In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to order a banner today. So I can put a smaller banner on the back, and then I can open this up a little bit more, and we can put a couple more things back there and freshen it up even more behind us. But I appreciate all of you out there for always helping us out and making life a little nicer for all of us out here in the studio, because obviously the studio looks better and better every day with all the gifts that you guys give us. So I appreciate it immensely. 786-322-1105. Let's see. Future Pat Nashville says, hey, folks, checking in from 2024. Don't make Super Bowl plans yet. Tua retired after 2 seasons to become a traveling preacher and rapper. Sorry, and Trump won again. Trust me, wear your masks. That's like a depressing letter right there.
I was going to just say, man, that was a total killjoy.
Yes, that's right. Don't forget John Rouse fan. Don't forget John Rouse fan. What does that mean? Did I forget something? Did I forget something?
You don't have the air conditioner, bro, if that's what you're looking for.
What did I? Oh, that's right, John Rouse. Well, yeah. Well, yeah, that's right. Well, John Rouse. Yeah, John Rouse brought us the air conditioner. Yes. You're right about that, but that wasn't part of this. Okay, I get it. Now you're tripping me out. I'm like, what? What did I forget?
He's brought us brownies. He's brought us pastelitos.
Yes, and an air conditioner.
And an air conditioner. Dude, that was...
Pretty awesome.
John, you're too much, my brother.
Ruiz says, oh, man, cool story. Thanks for sharing. Cheers, Dougie Fresh and wife. Good stuff. Marino for life, man. I've seen footage of a young O in the locker room interviewing Marino. Cheers. Wow, yeah. Yeah, I was young when I was interviewing Marino. God, that was so long ago. Oh, man, this is my 30th
Once
year,
upon
bro.
a time, many moons.
30th year doing this stuff, bro. I'm completing my 30th year. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's been a long time. Long time. Damn, it's so smoky out. It seems earlier than it is, and I tuned in late. Damn, stoner move. Call Cali on fire. Sorry, NorCal, man. It's scary stuff, man, to see what everybody's going through in California, man.
I really like Bud.
Yeah, wow. It's tough to watch, and people losing their homes and everything. It's just terrible, man. 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, that's 786-322-1105. By the way, Marlins went back to 18-18. Whether they make the playoffs or they don't, it's been fun. I gotta say, watching them. I watch them almost every night. Sometimes I can't watch the whole game. I'm watching parts and things like that, I will admit. Sometimes I don't watch the whole game, but I've watched pretty much every game, at least a portion of it or the whole thing. And I had it going yesterday also, and Rojas was terrific. And again, edging out Atlanta 5-4. Dude's batting .375. Tonight, I know we've got the Heat. If you can, record it and then go back. You need to watch Sixto Sanchez, man. That's become must-see TV, okay? I know we don't talk a lot of Marlins, and I'm not going to stay on the Marlins topic very long here, but I just want to give them a little love. And to watch these young guys develop, it's a lot of fun. And to see the talent at pitching, I just – I did one thing with the back end of the Loria time. What I did not get attached to any players. I didn't expect any of them to be here. I never got attached to Stanton, Yelich, even Jose. I thought Jose was a rent-a player. I would watch him all the time, but I thought eventually he'd end up on his freaking Yankees or the Dodgers or something like that. I was convinced he was going to end up in one of those because he was going to ask for a boatload of money, man. Boris was his agent. You know what I mean? Scott Boris. There's no hometown discount with Scott Boris.
Money.
And he gets the job done.
As much as he is what he is, you got to admit,
great
the
agent.
guy does
great agent
right by his clients.
Right. If you have a son and he's an ass kicker.
Oh, I want Boris first and foremost.
Exactly.
And like you,
and I may not even like him, but I know he's going to take care of my son.
Right.
That's all I care about. You know what I mean? So it's
no. You got Boris, man. You need to call Brinks and get him situated to have your money get over to your bank.
And I was right, not because we lost Jose. I don't mean anything by that, but I was right not to get attached to any of them. Okay, I want to make sure it's not just Jose. None of them, because none of them ended up staying. Not Ozuna, none of them. I said it to myself.
Ozuna, Yelich, Stanton. Think about what you let. I'm just talking about bats.
No, but I'm just saying.
But he's
an ace.
Yeah, man. a real
an ace.
An
ace.
Badass number one.
An ace. The guy that stops the bleeding.
A destroyer.
Time.
Yep.
Every time. And so I barely watched. I watched Jose games. I will say that. I watched Jose games. I didn't watch anything else. I didn't care. I didn't care that Stan was hitting 50 home runs. I didn't care about any of it because I knew that they weren't going to stay. And I was right. But this time I'm going out on a limb, and I am getting attached to these guys. So
I got to admit, man.
Jeter, Sherman, you better keep some of these guys.
I am enjoying watching the Marlins way more than watching the Yankees, man.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't get the Yankees.
Oh, well, nobody can even hit the Mendoza line.
It doesn't make any sense.
And you know what?
It doesn't make any sense.
All of our high-leverage relievers, they have blown the last, 5 of 6 games.
None of it makes sense. Every time I watch that team, it's like, you guys are, worse than the Marlins.
10 runs last night.
Yeah, it's weird. Cole can't pitch.
I've gotten where,
How
look,
is it Cole can't pitch?
I gotten where I'm watching the Yankees game, obviously with my dad. And
I apologize for talking about baseball.
I literally will go, I want to see some happiness. I'm going in the other room. I'm going to go watch some Marlins. I kid you not.
Marlins are fun, man. Marlins are fun because you kind of already went into the attitude of they're not going to win a lot of games, and now they've shocked you. You know, the fact that nobody thought they would be 18
They're doing
and
what
18.
I hoped. Just compete.
Yeah.
Give us something to root for.
Yeah.
And they're doing it.
Yeah. No doubt about it. It's been a lot of fun, man. I've really enjoyed watching the Marlins. So tonight, if you get a chance, watch Sixto Sanchez, man. That kid's got the goods. And if you got to watch something else, at least set it to record and go back and just go to the half innings where he's pitching if you want. Okay? But watch Sixto Sanchez. It is well, I mean, if you like baseball, just a little bit, or if you love baseball, watch Sixto Sanchez. Okay? Don't cheat yourself out of that. Kid's special. He's got the goods, man. Okay? I'm not saying he's Jose, but he's got goods that he's got potential to be that kind of guy. A stud, flat out stud pitcher. Oh, that is impressive. All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, that's 786-322-1105. Do you know who David Tepper is?
No, sorry.
Owner of the Carolina Panthers.
The new guy.
The new guy, yes. Took over for the other dude that was really disgusting and was like assaulting women and, hey, come massage my feet. Anyway.
That's a lot of money, throwing all that money to that college coach.
Yes. David Tepper, yes, is on the list of Forbes 400 wealthiest Americans. Okay? So Tepper is 41 on the overall list of wealthiest Americans, okay, with an estimated net worth of $13 billion. Now, that's why you can pay $2.2 million or nearly $2.3 for a football team. There are 15 NFL owners among the top 400 list. Did you know that? Now, when you get down to it, by the way, I think the bottom of the list is somebody worth only $2.1 billion. Yeah. Anyway, Tepper has a fairly wide margin over second NFL name on the list. Cowboys owner Jerry Jones is 56th overall at $8.6 billion, followed by Rams owner Stan Kroenke at 59th at $8.3 million. Jags owner Shad Khan, 66th at $7.8 billion, and our owner, Stephen Ross of the Miami Dolphins, is 74th at $7.4 billion. How about that? He's 74th, and he's worth $7.4 billion. That's pretty cool that he's 74 and he's 7.4 worth. Other names to make the list include Robert Kraft, who's 93rd at $6.6 billion. I thought Kraft was richer than Ross. I didn't know that. I thought, Kraft and Gillette and all that crap. I thought he was worth more. Did you know Ross was worth more than
I wouldn't have thought that. No,
right?
No,
I don't know. I mean,
and most of the all that stuff was bought by Philip Morris.
Yeah.
When they started having all the lawsuits against the cigarette companies and the federal, and to get diversified, they bought Palmolive. They at one time had all of that stuff.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. Then next up, it's Falcons owner Arthur Blank. He's at 105th at $6.1 billion. Bills owner Terry Pagula, 129th at $5.5. Ravens owner Steve Bisciotti is 154th at $4.6 billion. Texas owner Janice McNair, 197th at $3.9. Saints owner Gail Benson, 249th at $3.3 billion. Colts owner Jim Irsay and all his pills are at 278th at $3.3 billion. Browns owner Jimmy Haslam, 295th at $2.9 billion. Eagles owner Jeffrey Lurie, 319th at $2.7 billion. And Washington's Dan Snyder is 327th at $2.6 billion. Wow. That's crazy, man. So number 400 is worth $2.1 billion. That's
you could
crazy.
definitely see why. What do they say? The upper 5% own 90% of America's wealth.
Yeah, I think it's like the upper 2% or something. Not even
It's even
5.
worse.
Yeah, I think it's worse than that.
You know what really?
And they got richer now. By the way, throughout all of this.
Oh,
they all got richer.
When the banks failed with this COVID situation, they double their money.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah. And the dude with the orange hair helps out. Gus 1388 chiming in with a super chat. He goes, Big O, I'm going to need pictures of your whole familia for my worship mural. That weirdo from yesterday, obsessed much, Ray Finkel?
I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around.
I love it. That is great. Oh, did you see Peter King is predicting the Finns go 10-6, win the division, the 4th playoff seed. He also thinks the Finns are best positioned to be a dynasty. I would ignore if it wasn't Peter King. Hey, listen, when it comes to predictions, Peter has been wrong on a whole bunch of them like the rest of us, okay? It's really hard to predict. But this is a great year to pick the Dolphins. I think Peter King's prediction of the Dolphins is pure genius on his part. Let me explain, okay? This is a year where the Patriots have had the kind of turnover they've never had before. Plus, the guy that won them 6 championships is gone. You just don't replace those kind of people, okay? Tom Brady is a culture setter because the coach may want to set the culture, the players got to follow it, and your leaders have got to set the example, and that's Tom Brady. And so Tom Brady, in moments of struggles and things like that, he has never acted like Cam Newton, ever. You've never seen him pout. You've never seen him look depressed. You've never seen him do none of that. You might see fire. You might see him pissed off, but you won't see any of that. I give up, or woe is me. I'm not trying. No. Tom Brady is a maniac and wants to go all in, okay? That guy's all about winning, okay? Reminds me a lot of Jorge Mas, the owner for Inter Miami. That guy just wants to win, man. Win. He's just focused on winning. Every time I talk to that guy, it's just like he just wants to win. He just wants to represent South Florida the right way. And so that's what you have. And so Peter King is looking at a team that lost a bunch of leaders, the ultimate leader, ton of turnover. The Bills don't really have a quarterback that is respected overall. You know, I saw my man Alan Poupart tweet out about a week ago, I can't believe how many writers or whatever, Dolphin writers maybe, have no respect for Josh Allen. And I read that and I go, well, I'm with them because I don't really have a lot of respect for Josh Allen. And I don't think Peter King has a lot of respect for Josh Allen as a passer. And then he watches Brian Flores beat the New England Patriots with Tom Brady in a game that they needed in order to get the bye week, and the Patriots were home. So Peter King he looks at that division and he says, well, on paper, everything established, the Bills should win this division. You know, common sense tells you Bills have the better defense right now in this division. They have a heck of a running game overall, and they have a running quarterback. And the kid is a hell of an athlete, okay? Well, I'm going to give Josh Allen that. For his size, that kid can move, okay? But I don't believe he's going to beat you with his arm. But overall, they should be the better team in this division. I'm going to defer to them in being the divisional winner. But I also feel like whoever wins this division, it's kind of like the NFC East and the AFC East are the same thing. I think only one team gets into the playoffs. I don't think you will see a second team out of this division. And so Peter King looks at it and says, it's easy to pick the Bills. You're supposed to pick the Bills. Logic tells you to pick the Bills. But wait a minute. Dolphins have more continuity right now than the Patriots. Dolphins have more momentum than the Patriots right now because they beat the Patriots. Dolphins have a slew of draft picks that they just added. They had a great run in free agency and added a lot of leadership. This is a team that handled chaos very well last year. While everybody was picking them to lose and picking them to lose every game, they went out and got better, and in the second half of the season went 5-4. So I think they're going to build on 5-4. I don't think it was a fluke. I'm going to pick Miami to surprise everybody. They surprised everybody with 5. Now they double it up to 10. I think it's genius. I think, it's one of those where he can't lose either. If Buffalo does win and it's not Miami, nobody's going to pick on him for it. Nobody cares because nobody cares about that division right now. There's no real superstar team. We don't have a Kansas City. We're not a San Francisco. You know what I mean? We're not a marquee team right now, and none of these teams are considered that, not even New England. So this is a great year to kind of shock the world and pick Miami for the division because it's kind of up in the air. And Peter King might think that Josh Allen's going to be a turnover machine, which could be true. And Peter King could also think, like I can, that the Cam Newton experiment is not going to work. And yet he sees continuity where Fitz comes back. They add an experienced offensive coordinator in Chan Gailey because, unlike others, I think it's a positive, the addition of Chan Gailey. I think it was a great move on the part of Flores and company. I really do. So I like where Peter is coming from. Okay? It probably doesn't make sense because we're asking a lot of the Dolphins to go from 5 wins to 10, but crazier stuff has happened. And in a COVID no offseason, and you get a break or two go your way, you never know. Crazier stuff has happened. You know? So it's a possibility. I think the Finns pick from Houston may draft before the Finns' own pick. Maybe. You never know. Let's see. Super Boom Shack says, damn, that will kill a boner. Okay, I'm not sure what that means. What did I say that was going to kill it? Dougie needs a poster of Big O to put over his bed right next to the poster of Fabio. Okay, yeah, that definitely will kill boners. Yes, definitely. Yes. Now I understood. I read them backwards. I got it. Kraft could literally buy every Asian massage parlor in Palm Beach and Boston. I know, right? And then just have them come to his house. I got that one already. Let's see, what else do we have here? I need pictures of you so that I can create a portrait of you made out of cut out letters from the newspaper, said the weirdo from yesterday. Well, we're killing the guy from yesterday, huh? That is awesome. It's too much.
He has hemorrhoids.
Hemorrhoids? Yeah.
From riding his little wooden horse a little too much.
Okay. You got hemorrhoids in the throat always.
Sorry,
Jesus. Damn. Drink some water before you open the mic. I'm allowed. I talk like crazy. I do a lot of talking every day. I'm allowed to struggle.
You even talk to yourself.
I'm allowed to struggle a little bit sometimes.
You even talk to yourself.
It's normal for somebody that does a lot of talking. Okay? And it's not like, like in some other places that they have 2 and 3 people inside the booth and they still run out of subjects and things to talk about, which is, I always find that funny. I always find that hilarious, that's kind of the way it works out. Anyway, I think we're at the bottom of the hour again, right? I think so. Are we? No?
No, man. It's only 12:43.
Right. Oh, so I thought we started at 11 or like 15 or whatever. What was it?
Yeah, we were a little early.
Yeah. So,
Just a
no, we were
touch.
late off the top of the hour is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So hasn't it been like a half hour?
it might. Yeah.
Yeah, it has, right?
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. Let's take a quick
You want a
break.
break?
Tomorrow we'll be at VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, folks. Come on out there and join us. We'll be having some fun. And then tomorrow night also we got the Inter Miami game against Atlanta. Have you downloaded the Inter Miami app so you can listen to us? We have the whole game for you. We do the pre, half, and the post. So if you can, get on it and support us. Download the app, the Inter Miami app, and tune in. We'll have a little fun. We'll take your questions when we come back on the other side on the text line, 786-322-1105. Remember, if you go to VSS West Pines, tell them I sent you and tell them that you want 20% off your purchase. So it doesn't matter if you're getting a vaporizer, I think it's called, or a humidifier, I think it's called. It doesn't matter if you're getting a water pipe. It doesn't matter if you're getting a hookah. It doesn't matter if you're buying CBD. It doesn't matter if you're buying a lunchbox. Whatever. They've got so many different types of things all over the store that will trip you out. But you tell them, hey, Big O says I get 20% off, and they're going to give it to you. So get on down to 12397 Pembroke Road. Call them 954-613-3367. You can order by phone, and you can have curbside pickup. They'll come right to your car and give you the product. That way you don't even have to get off. But if you do get off, please wear your mask. All right? Let's take a break. Back with more right here on The Big O Show.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with 0 down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021. At Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
All right, we back. We take you here till I have no idea when. We'll just keep talking until
Best time is about that time.
about that time, exactly. We'll just talk, chatter, talk, chatter. We'll just have some fun here. Vince Young avoids jail time. I don't know if you guys saw this. Vince Young had a DUI charge dismissed, and I got to tell you something. These are the things that kind of piss me off. Young won't have to spend any more time behind bars over his DWI case stemming from a 2019 arrest. TMZ has learned that the case has now been dismissed after the ex-NFL QB completed a diversion program. The 37-year-old was arrested February 4th in Fort Bend County, Texas last year after police officers say he was drunk driving around 4:30 a.m. Young's slurred his speech, bombed field sobriety test, and admitted a strong odor of alcohol during the stop. He was initially hit with a DWI charge over the incident, but prosecutors eventually reduced the charge to misdemeanor obstruction of a highway after Young and his attorney successfully fought it in court. Still, Young is facing up to 180 days in jail over the Class B misdemeanor, but court records show the case was dismissed August 25th. The documents showed Young completed a pretrial intervention program supervised by the probation department. Now, you know why I don't like this? Because he had a DUI case back in 2016 and pleaded no contest to a DUI charge and was sentenced to 18 months of probation. Look, I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. I don't approve of DUIs in any way, shape, or form. But I will say this. You're a human being. I'm a human being. We could make the mistake where we thought we weren't drunk and we got in behind the wheel and one DUI, it's not good. Okay, I don't have any myself, but I'm just saying, because I don't live in a glass house, man. I'm not perfect, okay? I make mistakes. I'm a human being, okay? I told you earlier, I was reading off the wrong roster, and I screwed up on one of the linebackers. I didn't have Baker starting. And so I'm not perfect. So, look, I'm 53. I've never had a DUI. I hope that I could live another 53 years and never have a DUI. But, okay, let's say I could get one. You can get one. Okay, we can make the mistake, but we got to learn from that mistake. And that's my problem, that Vince Young didn't learn from his mistake. And do you think that this was the second time he got behind the wheel drunk? Bull crap. And because he got off the first one and he's got money, he's going to get off the second one. That's the way he feels if he gets busted. So this bastard was driving around drunk a whole bunch of times. And that's what pisses me off about this with Vince Young. You know, a lot of people hold Bob Kuchenberg, and I know he just passed away, in high praise. Personally, for me, as Bob piled up the DUIs, I lost all respect for him. Because if you're willing to drive around drunk, then that means you don't care about human beings. Because you're a weapon at that moment. And so what happens when you do kill someone? How do you make up for that? How do you get forgiven for that? How do you replace that person? How do you make it up to that family? And so when I see this kind of crap, it bothers the hell out of me, okay? Because I know that guy has been driving around drunk several times. I'm not stupid. I wasn't born yesterday. We all know it. And so, you know, with Cooch, like that's one of those guys that when Dolph fans would be glowing about him, I just kind of was quiet. Sometimes I would say it and say, sorry, man, that guy has too many DUIs. I don't even want to talk about that guy. I don't care what he did on the football field anymore. You know, as a human being, I just lost total respect for the guy. You know, sorry. He had 3 DUIs. Can you imagine how many times that guy was drunk behind the wheel? On a consistent basis, for me, I kind of feel the same thing about Vince Young. You know? And who knows? He'll probably do it again now because he's gotten away with it twice now. It's nice to have money, I guess. But shame. It really is a shame. All right, 786-322-1105. You know we like talking a little music here on the show. Let me give you, first of all, a couple of things that went on in music history today. First of all, we start off in 1947. The only guy that looked like a rock star on the Cars, Benjamin Orr. He sadly passed away. He was the bassist and vocalist for the Cars. If you ever watch the Cars as a band, they all look like geeks, except for Benjamin Orr. Benjamin Orr was the only guy that looked like a real rock star, right? Like, and I know that Rick Ocasek ended up with Paulina Poroskova, right? And I know that they were on the rocks and they were in the middle of a divorce, I think, when he passed away and all that. But Benjamin Orr was the guy that you looked at and you go, when that band's on the road, okay, I'm sure women are interested in all of them because they're a rock band, but Benjamin Orr has got to have them lined up coming out of the hotel room like by hundreds. So the exceptional singer and bassist of the Cars. What was that? You know, he had a solo album years ago. Benjamin Orr. Yeah, man, he had a really famous song in that solo album. Oh, man. I forgot now. He died of cancer, by the way, in Atlanta on the 3rd of October in 2000 at the age of 53. That's stinking cancer. I'm trying to remember the Benjamin Orr song. No, is it Stay the Night? Not like the Chicago one, but it's kind of like it is. Oh, Super Boom Shack, Stay the Night. He just put it up. It is called Stay the Night. There you go. How about that? Super Boom Shack. Hey. Yeah. I think it's called Stay the Night. You know the song. Hey, I'm telling you, you know the song. You probably thought it was like a Cars song or something because Benjamin Orr is singing it. But it's his solo album, and it was his one hit. Look it up, Benjamin Orr, Stay the Night, and trust me, you'll see. When you hear, you go, oh, yeah, man, of course I know that song. You know? So, yeah, I remember that he had that, the late, great Benjamin Orr. 1960, Amy Mann was born on this date. Blonde singer, Till Tuesday. Voices Carry, you guys remember that? Yeah, I told you.
I'm talking about Till Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a great song. Yes, Amy Mann, today. Birthday, born on this day back in 1960. David Steele, singer of Fine Young Cannibals, born on this date back in 1960. Johnny. Back in 1979 on this date, Alicia Moore was born. You know her as Pink. All right? She sold over 110 million records worldwide. 1987, Cameron Jabril Tomaz was born on this date. You know who he is? Wiz Khalifa. Let's see, what else do we have here? 2002. In 2002 on this date, Iron Maiden singer Bruce Dickinson started a new job as an airline pilot. The heavy metal singer qualified as a $35,000 a year first officer with Gatwick-based airlines Astrius, who took holidaymakers to Portugal and Egypt. And you know Astrius is like, hey, Bruce Dickinson applied for our hire him. Maybe he'll sing for our passengers. Maybe he'll bring on the band and jam. So cool that Bruce Dickinson flies his own plane in a tour. That's awesome. Who does that, bro? Lead singers are too busy getting wasted in the back of a plane and banging women and all that other stuff. And Bruce Dickinson is the guy mapping out the flight, checking the plane, flying the team. It's pretty amazing. Anyway, let's see, what else do we have in 1973? Let me see what it is here. Marvin Gaye, in 1973 on this date, started a 2-week run at number 1 on the U.S. singles charts with Let's Get It On. In 1990 on this date, Bon Jovi went to number 1 in the U.S. singles charts with Blaze of Glory, number 2 in the UK. And the track appeared, of course, in Young Guns 2. Okay? That is some of the stuff that went on in music history. Now I have some music news. Do you want to get depressed there, Bill? With some music news?
We've had enough of that. You really going to go there with us, man?
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Okay.
Ozzy Osbourne has ruled out taking part in a future Black Sabbath reunion show despite having previously said he wanted it to happen. In a new interview, he said he regretted that original drummer Bill Ward hadn't taken part in their farewell appearance in Birmingham, UK in February of 2017 after internal disagreements. He says, I was talking to Tony the other day, and he was saying, by the looks of it, we're going to be an effing thing of the past in the respect that there will be no more indoor gigs. Iommi's comments on doing one more show, he responded, "Not for me. It's done. The only thing I do regret is not doing the last farewell show in Birmingham with Bill Ward. I really felt bad about that. It would have been so nice. I don't know what the circumstances behind it were, but it would have been nice." He emphasized that he didn't have any of the slightest interest in another appearance, suggesting maybe Tony's getting bored now. Looking back on Black Sabbath's 5-decade history, the singer said, "I remember thinking, well, this might be all right for a few years. Effing 15 years later, it's still going. Those guys are my brothers, you know. They go back to my childhood. It's more than a friendship with me and them guys. It's a family. I don't know any other people as long as I've known them." So for those of us like me and Bill that were hoping that Ozzy would actually get back together again with Black Sabbath, that is not going to happen. Now, you know, some people will tell you rock is dead. You've heard that, right, Bill? Right? Well, Metallica bested Katy Perry to grab the biggest selling new album of the week, according to the latest Billboard numbers. Loudwire reported last week that the Bay Area metal veterans were on track to top the pop singer in the Billboard 200 album charts for the week ending September 12th. Both Metallica's S&M2 and Perry's Smile were released on August 28th. Industry projections accounting for both albums' first full weeks out, Metallica edging out Perry with a few thousand more in physical sales. The prediction had Metal Act at number 4 and Perry number 5. All higher entries were estimated as previously charted albums released in July. Now, those chart bursts have been confirmed by Billboard on Monday, September 7th. The music industry magazine reported S&M's 2 chart debut at number 4 with 56,000 equivalent album units moved. Perry's Smile lagged behind at number 5 with 50,000 equivalent album units sold. So for those of you that keep telling you, oh, rock is dead, well, I would not go with that. It's been around for a long, long time. It will continue to be around forever, okay? You could try to kill it all you want, but it ain't going to happen. Now, do you know anything about Gorillaz, the band?
They have that killer song.
Right. They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right?
They got some, their videos are actually pretty cool, too.
Right. Exactly. So Gorillaz now have taken to social media to tease their upcoming single featuring Robert Smith of The Cure. How about that? Gorillaz and Robert Cure. So it'll be the latest installment of their Song Machine series. It follows the release of Pac-Man, which featured Schoolboy Q and was co-produced by Remy Kabaka Jr. and Paul Edwin Hudson, a.k.a. Prince Paul. The upcoming collaboration was teased yesterday, coming up on Song Machine at Robert Smith. Follow your nearest Song Machine now. So be ready for a Gorillaz and Cure collaboration. I like it. That's pretty cool. And Gorillaz, they actually do a nice job. You know, I thought for a while, he's not there, but I thought for a while the guy from Bush, the lead singer, I thought he was part of Gorillaz. I thought he was one of the members, but I don't think he is. I thought he was, but I was wrong, I guess. So there you go. That's some music news for you. Remember we talked about the Sturgis rally? Oh, Blur. That's what it was. Blur. It's the guy from Blur, right? Yeah. What's it called? Sturgis rally, right? Remember we talked about the Sturgis rally and all these people weren't wearing masks and all that stuff? Well, there's a new article out now. As we are now over a month out from the beginning of the highly controversial Sturgis rally in North Dakota, we are seeing a much clearer picture of what kind of effect the event had on the ongoing global pandemic that is the coronavirus. The fest occurred between August 7th and the 16th and attracted over 450,000 people to South Dakota. There were a slew of rock and metal bands there, right? Quiet Riot, Drowning Pool, Smash Mouth, Adelita's Way, Saving Abel, Night Ranger, Fozzy, Trapped, Buck Cherry. They had a really good list, man. I hope they have a list like that next year so I can go. Anyway, while the initial fallout was relatively low last week, the 7-day average of new coronavirus cases in South Dakota more than tripled. Neighboring states also saw a rise in cases. A new report was published today that states that the festival is now responsible for over 250,000 new cases. Andrew Friedson, the Associated Professor of Economics at CU in Denver, writes, we estimate that over 250,000 people reported cases between August 2nd and September 2nd due to the Sturgis rally, roughly 19% of the national cases during that time frame. He linked a report which estimates the public health cost of the rally was $12 billion. That's going to be the health cost case for it. So, whatever. I guess it's fake. It's not real. It's amazing. It really is freaking amazing. Anyway. All right, 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, you can reach out to us in many different ways here on the program. Email also, as you can see there, but for those of you that are downloading and you're not watching the show, Orlando@BigORadioshow.com. Okay? There you go. It's Blur, not Bush. I got it. My bad. Thank you for correcting me on that one. Let's see what else. Super Boom Shack says, I watched Iron Maiden land at Fort Lauderdale apartment a couple of years ago. Oh, yeah, when the plane was in. I saw Bruce snort tons of coke on the Peace of Mind tour at Sportatorium. Okay. All right. Did he offer you any? That would be the question. Bruce would run from each side of the stage. On each side of the stage was a roadie with a tray, LOL. Then Bruce would climb the scaffolding, LOL. I watched plenty of that. I didn't see him with the powdered nose, but you never know. Mike No-Go Zone says, Amy Mann also sang backup on the song Time Stands Still by Rush. Wow, nice nugget. I did not know the Till Tuesday singer did that. Very nice. Very nice. Baked Beans says, how can I listen live to the Big O Show without having to open YouTube? Firefox on Android doesn't play videos in background anymore. Dude, unless you have YouTube Prime, that's it. We got to add a listen live line to it. But again, limitations right now with sponsorships and everything going on with COVID, it kind of stumps us a little bit from growing a little bit more because, unfortunately, you need money to grow. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things. We eventually will add a listen live line, but at the moment, I cannot do that. Okay? So we'll see. But for now, you got to either wait for it to be podcasted. That's what Bill's doing right now. He's podcasting all the stuff that already has happened since 11 o'clock. So you can do that or get YouTube Prime. And YouTube Prime will allow you to minimize and listen to the audio. That's what I'm told. Okay? And NorCal says Bruce didn't snort coke. It was chili powder. Crawling the walls. There you go. That would definitely make you crawl the walls. Twisted Sister opened that Iron Maiden show, I remember. I remember Twisted Sister opening up for Maiden in one of those tours. Which one was it? I forgot now. Was that the Somewhere in Time tour?
Yes, because Peace of Mind was Quiet Riot.
No, it wasn't Peace of Mind. I know that.
Quiet Riot was that. I know for.
It might have been Somewhere in Time, I think. Might have been. I think he's right. So long ago. What can I tell you? All right, 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, that's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the text line, let me see if I got any questions here on the chat board. Kenneth Cleveland chiming in with another super chat. He says, be careful. Your stalker has rope and duct tape. Don't worry. I'm sending you security from the boom boom room.
He's sitting right here. What's the story? Wait a minute. I'm out of a job?
Oh, man. Super V says, Big O, I think Greer and Flo are building a team designed with players that has multiple skills at different positions as much as possible. Yeah, because you want to be able to give a team different looks, so you need players that can play multiple positions. So, yes, I'm with you there. No doubt about it. Gus 1388. DeAndre Hopkins, $42 million in guarantees to 3 years he had left on the deal. All in all, he locked in with Kyle Murray and the Cardinals for the next 5 seasons, roughly $94 million. Yep. Well, they had to sign him after you make that trade, you got to end up signing him. So, yeah, I'm with you. Baked Beans goes, FMBS. DUI is a misdemeanor. Yep. Celebrity privilege. Yep. You got it. Yep. No doubt. Baked Beans goes, I got one over 3 years ago. It sucks. Over $5K is the penalty. Yeah, no, it's a lot of money. I just don't like when people are getting away with multiple ones. You know what I mean? The first one, again, I can give anybody a break on a first one. Okay, we all make mistakes. We're all human beings. I don't condone it. I don't want you to do it. But I can't. Once it's a second and a third and all that, I can't. I don't have time.
You get habitual. You are what you are, man.
Yeah, no. Then you're just willing to put, all kinds of people, in at risk. And to me, that's unacceptable. Okay. Let's see. Julius 305 says, can't wait to hear Tremolio's stories over a beer. Let's go. Give us some crazy stories, Tremolio. What else do we have here? My parents wouldn't let me go to Somewhere in Time tour, but went to the Seventh Son, where my hate for Axel began. They were supposed to open in 1988. Herman says, Devontae Parker back in practice per Joe Shad. Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I'll start worrying when the regular season and they're missing all that stuff. Training camp where they're pacing guys and they're taking care of them and all that. I'm not going to panic until we start the regular season and then games are playing and then people are struggling or playing well or missing games or whatever it is. Then I'll be able to actually measure it. But we're in a point right now where there's so much unknown because there hasn't been an off season. And all they did was practice for a couple of weeks, and now they're starting a season. It's crazy. Everybody's at a disadvantage. People that are in the middle of reality football, those of us that are playing fantasy football, those of us that are just talking about what the hell is going on, we're all at a major disadvantage right now. It just is what it is. What are you going to do? So, let's see what else do we have here on the show to talk about. I gotta tell you about this one. This is kind of crazy. Okay. You saw Djokovic yesterday. The Joker hit not yesterday, 2 days ago, over the weekend. He hit a line judge at the U.S. Open. And they ejected the top seed. They disqualified him for it. And look, I'm a Joker fan. That's my favorite tennis player to watch. But I will admit that there's some John McEnroe in him, that it's unlikable. You know what I mean? And, back in the day, I remember that John McEnroe was hated a ton by people because he whined and complained and argued about everything on a consistent basis.
Americans would go for Bjorn Borg
over
McEnroe.
Yeah, but it was impossible to dislike Bjorn Borg.
I'm
just saying. He's one of those guys that was very likable.
Oh, yeah.
Didn't say anything. Didn't talk crap about people. Didn't brag about anything. He was
One of
just,
the things Press didn't like is when he got done with the tournament, winning it and walking out with another dish or a cup or whatever.
right.
He
All
would
he would
leave
do is
without
go-
saying anything.
He would just get on his knees, look up to the sky, thank the good Lord, and then walk up with his wooden racket and leave the court with another championship. He was impossible to dislike because he was just quiet and was a champion, and he was just kind of classy. Joker's a guy that I can understand why a lot of people would dislike him. You know, I love Jimmy Connors. A lot of people, Jimmy Connors rubbed the wrong way. And I love Jimmy Connors.
He was cocky and brash.
Yeah.
Super.
A lot of people hated Jimmy Connors.
Uber.
Yeah, especially tight-ass tennis fans that are, all, hoi polloi and all that. They would definitely hate Jimmy Connors, and I loved Jimmy Connors. I wanted Jimmy Connors T-shirts or polos or whatever they were called in those days.
One of my favorites is him beating McEnroe.
Yes.
4th of July.
I remember.
Wimbledon.
I know.
I think we were, 12, 13 years old, probably?
Yeah.
I remember I'm up at my grandparents' watching it with my dad, and just, we're rooting for Connors over McEnroe.
Yeah. So Joker, in frustrations, hits a ball that hits a line judge right in the face, knocks her out, And the one thing that bothered me about all of this is his body language. First of all, if you watch when he hits the ball and then he realizes that he hits her, he doesn't run to her to go, oh, my God, it's like, oh, man, wow, I did this. I can't believe this. And it's like, and it's a stroll over to the line judge. And you would think that at that moment, you're like, boom, you hit somebody, you notice it, you drop your racket, you run over there, hey, and look, he said he was sorry and all that, but it just didn't seem like he was completely, like, really sorry. You know what I mean? It was kind of like a goofy thing that happened, and he was looking at it somewhat goofy. He wasn't laughing at the situation, but it wasn't like it was totally like, it was like a complete mea culpa. You know what I mean? No, I didn't get that.
Considering she was coughing and having a hard time because he caught her right in the neck.
Yeah.
There was a lack of urgency with him, okay?
Yeah, it was like...
And to compound it, the fact that he did it 15 minutes earlier to the side, and I mean, man, that was even... Thank God nobody got hit by that one.
Right.
Because you heard it. Blam.
Right.
Right.
And these guys hit hard. Now, this wasn't a whole full swing, but still, that thing's going to hurt from a guy like that, And that's where Joker, I love watching Joker, but I can't give him a break on this one. And I just thought he did not act properly. First of all, he's an idiot for hitting the ball the way he did. That cannot be talked about, cannot be defended, cannot be explained in any way, shape, and form. But his reaction, it just didn't feel like it was truly honest, that he was remorseful. You know what I mean? It was just kind of weird. It was almost like he was more worried about getting kicked out than he was about, at that point, you're supposed to show all care about the human being. Whatever happens to you, you shouldn't give a rat's ass about. You got plenty of money. Now, there's a part of me, I'm big into karma. And I feel that if you're a bad person on a consistent basis, it's going to come back to you and it's going to bite you in the ass one way or another. And with what happened with the COVID stuff and how he was so, loose about it and had the party and then got COVID and then everybody else also got COVID. And he still wasn't necessarily the most apologetic dude about it. I just kind of feel that this also happened to him because of that in a weird way. I'm a strong believer of karma. I just am. I think if you try to be a good person as much as possible and you help people out, and help yourself out and be decent to people, I think it comes back. You know what I mean? I think if you're a constant jerk, and I think if you're a bad person, I think you will get it in return. I really do. I'm not going to say it happens all the time, because unfortunately good things happen to even bad people too. But it's one of those where I just kind of felt that karma's kind of put him through this too, from the COVID stuff. That's all I'm saying. But it was just,
and he's chasing down Federer.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And God, I love the guy. What's his name? The other one.
Sampras.
No, not Sampras. Federer and his main rival,
you mean
French Open,
yes.
always wins on clay.
Yes.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about. Everybody knows who you're talking about.
There's been three.
They're all saying the damn name right now.
The three of them have been the only ones that have won majors, and this was going to be a layup. Have you looked at what he's got to go through to win the U.S. Open this year? Nadal. Rafael. Thank you. Rafael Nadal. Love him, man. I loved when Federer and him played that half and half court.
Right. Speaking of McEnroe and Connors or Agassi and whatever, that's what that is. It's one of those great
Djokovic
rivalries.
Chasing him down.
The Nadals are coming in. Thank you very much. Thank you.
And Djokovic chasing them two guys down. They're within a couple.
Yeah.
To take this, because this is going to be a layup for him, man.
It was.
Yeah. Right.
It was. Now it's now somebody else is going to end up winning it. All the Nadals are coming. You guys are awesome, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What do you guys got going on here on the text line? Pat in Asheville says Chrissy Hines sang backup vocals for Pride in the Name of Love. Nice. I did not know that. Did not know she was in the background vocals of Pride in the Name of Love. That's a great nugget right there, man. Let's see. Chrissy assembled one hell of a band in London when she worked at the porn shop that Susie and the Banshees owned, or Susie So. John Honeyman Scott is a tremendously underrated guitar player. Okay. Big O, tell Bill he's still head of the security, but I'm sending it back over. I'm sending over a backup, and tell Bill not to be late. We got a long VIP list. There you go. Got a lot to work there, Bill. Let's see. Okay, Tremolio, some weed too. You got some stories, bro? The Pretenders were not the same after the bassist and guitarist died. Yeah, no, you're right. They lost a little some to them. You're right. It's, you know what it is? It's kind of like watching. Damn it, what's her name now? 10,000 Maniacs. What's her name?
Oh, Natalie Merchant.
It's like watching Natalie Merchant leave 10,000 Maniacs, and the music wasn't the same. Why? Because her band was better in 10,000 Maniacs. You know what I mean? And so when she was writing all her other stuff, Tiger Lily, all that, the solo stuff, it was very mellow. She had a couple hits, but the music wasn't nearly the kind of music it was with 10,000 Maniacs. I feel the same way with Bjork. While she hit it with Human Nature and all that, and she had a song or two on solo, her music with the Sugar Cubes was way better musically with the Sugar Cubes more than her solo stuff. You know what I mean? So, and Chrissy still made some decent music, but again, once you started losing the heart and soul of the Pretenders, and you only had the pork chops playing drums, it kind of hurt you. I'm with you. Sometimes the rest of the band doesn't get the credit that they deserve at times for their contributions.
You weren't entertained by Bjork's video of her hanging out in a bear's stomach? Come on, bro.
Oh God. That's I loved the Sugar Cubes. I thought that was a really nice combination. So yeah, that does happen. I can see where that works. I'm with you there. All right, 786-322-1105. Antonio Sagales says, speaking of QBs, it's mind-boggling how the Dolphins franchise hasn't drafted a QB since Tannehill. I hope Tua can stay healthy and has a long career here, but I'm with you, they should draft a QB. Well, that's what they did. They drafted Tua, and they traded for Rosen. That's 2 in 2 off seasons. You keep doing it. Super Boom Shack says, Message of Love and Mystery Achievement are my favorites. I love Message of Love. That's my favorite song right there, dude. Love Message of Love.
That's one of those songs you could hear 4 or 5 times in a row, and go ahead and play it one more time.
So awesome, Message of Love. Pat in Nashville says, I love the lyric from Chrissy, nobody's perfect, not even a perfect stranger. There you go. Tremolio says, Pat, Susie made him create The Cure because he failed the audition to be the damn guitar player. There's a weird pocket of time with interesting bands in the early 90s. Another great band from 91 called Ride, a shoegazer band. I don't know them. I got to check it out. I'll check out Ride. Interesting. Army of Me is so epic. Yep, Army of Me is a good song. She had a couple of good ones. I just think her music with Sugar Cubes was better. You know what I mean? And that happens. It's just one of those things. Again, Natalie Merchant. I liked her solo stuff, but it was more mellow. It's like Sting. I like Sting's solo stuff. He's got a couple
in the beginning, but as it's gotten further down the road, he's fallen off the track, man.
Right, because you're missing the other two
guys. Kind of like, dude, Robert Plant. Same, the first few,
awesome.
Exceptional.
Awesome. First 4 albums, I want to say, are
and it
exceptional.
Just man.
And then it tailed off.
What happened to you?
He ran out of gas after that. Because, I mean, the stuff he does with the shapeshifters, I have it. I bought Robert Plant's stuff with Alison Krauss. And it's all right. It's all right. It's nothing, It just, you lose something when you're not sometimes with everybody that helped you make what you are.
There also is a degree of when you've made absolutely mind-blowing, exceptional stuff, to constantly benchmark up against that.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. Hey, Morrissey, good stuff solo. Not better than with Johnny Marr and company.
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
And I love his solo stuff. Okay?
It's solid. It's good, but it's not blow you away.
And one of his new albums, 2 albums back, Kiss Me a Lot, is so Smiths-like. It's awesome. It's one of those few songs. It's like November spawned a monster. He has Morrissey in his solo stuff. There are moments that you walk away and you're like, oh, he freaking nailed it that time. But unlike with the Smiths, they were nailing it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Whole different ballgame. Big O, it's safe to say Tua's ready to play with the Rosen move. I think in emergency situation, yes. But I don't think he's going to play right away because, if anything, the other Jake Ruddick is probably going to be the guy that comes in if there's an injury. That's what I feel. Okay? New Jersey Sportsbooks is giving the Finns 6.5 wins. Should I bet above 6.5 wins? Yes, Call of Duty, I would. I think they win about 8 games this year, which means they're going to win maybe 10 or 11. Because, I said 0 and they won 5. My daughter loves the Smiths and will not listen to Morrissey because no Johnny Marr. What, am I going to argue with that? Johnny Marr's Johnny Marr, bro. I mean,
When we saw him, what was
the Culture Room?
Culture Room.
Solo.
On that balcony.
Yeah.
And I loved his concert shirt.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He was phenomenal.
Effing Johnny Marr.
Yeah. Johnny Marr is awesome. Johnny Marr is awesome.
You can't really wear that shirt in mixed company, It's got to be a special crowd.
And that's pretty cool. How old is your daughter? because I got my daughter into the Smiths also. My daughter loves the Smiths. She can't get into Morrissey. It's funny. My daughter loves the Smiths, and then I try to get her into Morrissey, and she can't. And I love Morrissey. Okay? I buy all of his albums. I have every single one of his solo albums. But I'll be the first to tell you that while I love his music and love a lot of his, songs that he has come out on the solo level, it's still not where the Smiths were. Like I said, occasionally he will come out with a song that you'll go, okay, that's Smiths caliber. And I'm telling you, go listen to Morrissey, Kiss Me a Lot, and listen to Morrissey, November Spawned a Monster. Those are phenomenal songs. Those are very Smiths-like right there. Was Johnny Marr in the? Yes, he was for a very short time. He toured in the what's the name of that album? Now I'm brain farting. Damn it. I hate it when I do that. Here it is. Let me get to the discography.
The one you were really hating about was Natalie Merchant, as much as you like 10,000 Maniacs.
Yes. Yeah, that's right. It was Dusk, Silent Operator, all of that stuff. Love is Stronger Than Death, which is, oh my Lord, what a great song. Dogs of Lust, Slow Emotion Replay. Oh, man. Helpline Operator. So this is such a good album. So Johnny, here it is. Personnel, Matt Johnson, Johnny Marr. I was right. How about that? I even looked at it. I nailed it. Dusk. Open it up there. It was the Violator tour.
That was a pretty amazing tour, them opening up for Depeche for Violator.
It's Depeche's Violator tour and the Dusk. Are you kidding me? Which they're fresh off of Mind Bomb. And Mind Bomb is one of those albums that, I don't know if you know anything about it, but Armageddon Days are here again. The Beaten Generation. The Beaten Generation. Wow. I want you to listen to the words of the Beaten Generation because they go with what's going on in today's world. In fact, let me see if I can pull it up. The Beaten Generation lyrics. Listen, watch this, okay? When you cast your eyes upon the skyline of this, a once proud nation, you can sense the fear and hatred growing in the hearts of the population. And our youth, oh youth, are being seduced by the greedy hands of politics and half-truths. The beaten generation, reared on a diet of prejudice and misinformation. The beaten generation. Open your eyes, open your imagination. We're being sedated by the gasoline fumes and hypnotized by the satellites into believing what is good and what is right. You may be worshiping the temples of Mammon or lost in the prisons of religion, but you can still walk back to happiness when you've nowhere left to run. If they send you in the special police to deliver us from evil and keep us from peace, then won't the words still ill upon their tongues when they tell us justice is being done, that freedom lives in the barrels of a warm gun? The beaten generation, reared on a diet of prejudice and misinformation. The beaten generation, open your eyes, open your imagination. I mean, it's like, boom, it's what's going on right now. Okay? From the 90s. So, what year did this, 89, this was released. How perfect are those lyrics right now? Okay?
It's eerily accurate.
Yes. Dougie Fresh just sent in another super chat. Thank you, Dougie Fresh. just got off the phone with the Pro Football Hall of Fame. They said yes. Damn it. They said yes to us playing music. I asked for a Dolphin-specific brief. They said yes. All for $20 per. We'll send you the email with info. Thank you. Oh, we're going to do it. Wednesday, before the draft, in Cleveland. Well, we got to go to Canton. So Wednesday, we're meeting in Canton at 1 o'clock Eastern, okay? 1 o'clock Eastern, we are meeting in Canton at the Hall of Fame, all of us, Dolphin fans that are going to show up for the draft, and we're all going to gather around the Don Shula bust, and we're going to sing the Dolphin fight song. For those of you that are just tuning in, you don't know, whatever it is, we are all meeting there for the draft, okay? So I would hope that the pandemic has gotten under control by then, and we can all travel and we can all enjoy ourselves and be around each other like we normally would love to. So just in case, for those of you that are just tuning in and don't know about it, but we will have our draft shows out there. It'll be interesting how we're going to be doing it too. And we're going to have a place and everything where Dolphins can come and hang out with us. So it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But Wednesday, the day before the draft, we will meet at the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So for those of you out there that are planning to go to the draft, get your asses out there on Tuesday. So you're available on Wednesday to meet us over at the Hall of Fame, because you know when we put that video up, that thing's going to go viral, okay? That's going to be one of the most popular Dolphin videos of all time, okay? Nobody's done this, all right? We're going to do that because we're going to have a great draft that weekend. We're coming off a great season because I know it's going to be a fun season this year. If COVID allows it, okay, we'll have a great season this year. We'll win more games. We're headed in the right direction. I'm pumped, man. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So please, if you are planning to go out to the draft, join us Wednesday in Canton at the Pro Football Hall of Fame, 1 o'clock Eastern. We will be at the Don Shula bust, and we're all going to sing the Dolphin fight song. Let's have some fun with that. Love it. Love it. Big O, the line on the Fins versus Pat Sunday is -7.5. New England, take the points, baby. Take the points. I'm with you there. I saw that the over and under is 43. It's either 6.5, 7, 7.5. If you can get 7.5, go for it. If you can get 6.5, go for it. I think Miami's winning the game. Seriously. I think Miami's winning that game. That's just me. But what the hell do I know? So I love Miami plus the points. Okay? What else do we have here on it? Lisa says, would Fins take a look at Shaquem Griffin for a backup? No, I don't think so. I don't think they will. I don't think so at all, Lisa. Pizza Guy says, watching Cobra Kai, it's really good. The young generation, most of them don't even know who the Karate Kid was. Yeah, they probably think it's Will Smith's kid. It's terrible. Smiths are incredible. If there's no Johnny Marr, there's no Oasis. Gallagher copied Marr. Okay. Well, Marr's amazing. Let's see what else. I had to find Marr in one amp one year when he was with Modest Mouse. His amp died in L.A., and we frantically searched L.A. for a 68 twin reverb. LOL. Wow. That's crazy stuff right there. That's nice. Let's see. I believe this Dolphin defense can be top 10. That's why we will go 8-8 and fight for a playoff spot. You might be right, my brother. With that secondary is going to help that front seven big time. Grombacher, Pat Benatar's drummer. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Pat Benatar's drummer. Guy makes all kinds of faces and all. Yeah, he was a character. He was the Steve Carlton of drummers. Okay? If you're a Phillies fan like I was as a kid, Steve Carlton, my favorite pitcher. I used to call him, was it muecas, right? Is that the term in Spanish? When you make faces, muecas, right? So I used to call him muecas because he was on the mountain.
It just a little.
He had that twitch with
little spasmatic.
Yeah, and that was Pat Benatar's drummer.
You know,
you remember Pat Benatar's drummer,
yes.
the kind of red hair?
Yeah, sure.
He was kind of wild back there. He couldn't. Sometimes he would stand doing the drums and stuff like that. He was kind of like an oddball back there in drums.
What was the condition that was great for us? Jim Eisenreich for the Marlins.
Yeah, he also had the twitches.
What was but he had a condition that caused that.
It's a condition. No, it's Carlton also was a condition, dude.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, when you see people that
Carlton?
do all those things with their face, that's a condition. I don't know what it's called, but yeah, dude, that's a condition that they have.
Eisenreich, man, you want to talk about an unsung Marlin hero for that World Series team?
And one of the nicest dudes on the planet.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, I covered him in '97, and he was so classy, bro. I mean, Eisenreich was so awesome. What a decent man. It was cool. It was cool to get to know him a little bit that year. Let's see. Same with Belinda Carlisle. Not as good without the Go-Go's. Exactly. That's a great call. She had ooh baby, don't you know what it's whatever, heavens on earth or whatever. She had a couple little hits, but again, the music is nothing like it is with the Go-Go's. That's a great point right there. There are many singers that have succeeded and improved after leaving a band. Peter Gabriel. Phil, I agree with you on that. I'm not a big fan of the Genesis Peter Gabriel psychedelic music. I thought it was all right. I thought the Phil Collins stuff is, my God, get out of here. It's light years ahead. In fact, I was watching Phil Collins yesterday. It's so awesome. When we got off the air yesterday, I just vegetated in front of YouTube and just watched videos all day, bro. Concerts and all that. And did some work on the computer that I had to do. But outside of that, I just engulfed myself with music. Phil Collins, Genesis, Lionel Richie, Commodores, Michael Jackson, Jackson 5. Disagree with you on Lionel Richie. Good music, great pop music, not better than Commodores. No way, bro. No way. It's the Commodores music, it's just it had more of an R&B funk style to it. Lionel's stuff solo is great, don't get me wrong, but it was very poppy. You know what I mean? I like more. I can't tell you that musically, what he did solo is better than Commodores. I can't do that.
Dancing, what was it? Dancing on the ceiling
and all that. Again, poppy music. It was great and all that, but come on, bro.
Look, Michael Jackson's solo stuff is all time, but to have any kind of an indictment on the Jackson 5, I'm sorry.
No, both are equally. That one's equal. That one's equul.
Yeah, because
Jackson 5 is great.
Everything.
Phenomenal.
Wow.
Phenomenal. I'm with you there.
You can't knock it. You cannot knock that in any way, shape, or form.
I would say it was even, and maybe Michael a little slight because obviously Thriller is. For me, Off the Wall is my favorite album.
Off the Wall.
Off the Wall is my the best album.
Living Off the Wall. That song.
No, the whole album.
No, but that song specific.
Yeah. Pretty Young Thing. Oh, come on, man. So many great songs in that album. But Thriller and Off the Wall are two of the greatest albums of all time. So I can see where it went a little higher with Michael, but I can't diss the Jacksons, bro. I can't.
My favorite by him.
Yeah.
Got to Be There.
Yeah.
That song, that's my favorite Jackson 5. And Dancing Machine. I'm sorry, when he does the robot for the first time on the Jackson 5 show.
Yeah. Pizza Guy, Big O, have you seen The Quiet Place? I have no idea what that is. Is that a show or something? I have no idea what that is, so obviously I have not. You got to explain to me, Pizza Guy, what that is. Ray says, Morrissey's Viva Hate album has some Smiths moments. Suede Head, of course, Suede Head is one of them. Track in particular in that album, Your Arsenal rocks as well. Yep, I'm with you. There's no doubt. There's certain moments. He has moments. I'm telling you, listen to Kiss Me a Lot. Kiss Me a Lot may be the closest thing he's ever had to the Smiths. I mean, it is freaking awesome. Super Boom says, Ray, I enjoyed the Morrissey solo albums. There you go. Every day is like Sunday. Great song.
Kiss Me a Lot? Is he basically saying kiss me, kiss me, kiss me?
Well,
because I'm just playing.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. The music is completely different. But I'm with you. I get it. I forgot to tell you that they want to interview and feature the group if we permit it. Now, wait a minute. Now, Dougie Fresh, you're always screwing around and joking. Like, are you serious now, or what's the deal? Now, if you're serious, that's fine. You know what? What we'll do is we'll get the Hall of Fame representative to come on the show, and we'll talk up the Hall of Fame the month leading up to it, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do over there. And that's it. If you could get me that contact, send it to me by the email, and I will get in contact with, if you're not joking around, okay? But, yeah, we're going to do it, bro. This is going to go viral. I guarantee you that this is going to go viral. This will make news, okay? Not like, ABC World News Tonight, but I'm just saying, like, it's going to be a social media type of thing that people are going to be Dolphin fans are going to be talking about it all over, and they're going to share that video all over because nobody's thought about it, nobody's done it, and we're going to do it, and it's going to be the coolest thing on the freaking planet.
Do you remember Saturday Night Live with the Home Alone carolers? Because they were such horrible singers and they didn't know the words of the song that, they're singing a song and they la 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 la, yeah, and then
I think I
chime in with the chorus.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have voices or are we gonna have Home Alone carol?
No. Dolphin fans know that song inside and out. And plus the ones that show up there, are so hardcore.
I'm just saying
those are the most hardcore fans that there are.
Are we going to have voices though? Are there going to be some real actual singers in the?
No. It doesn't matter. But all together will
sound great.
Yeah, will sound great.
Okay.
It'll sound powerful. You know what I mean? That's all. November Spawn the Monster is a brilliant song about the disabled. It's an amazing song. It's an amazing song. November Spawn the Monster is my favorite Morrissey song. Okay? Love that song. I can jam that song in a loop for hours. I'm telling you. That's how much I love November Spawn the Monster. It is so good. Musically, lyrically, everything about it. Duke is an epic album from start to finish. Yes, it is. Oh, my God. The Commodores are awesome. Of course they are.
Abacab. Duke and Abacab. They're like cha-cha-cha.
Right.
Yep.
Jose Canseco had the twitches, too. Yes, he did. That's right. He had the twitches. And Dougie Fresh says, I'm completely serious. I'm not kidding. Well, yeah, no, of course. We'll do it. We'll get in contact with them. Get me the number, and I'll call them, and I'll get in contact with them, and we'll get to promote the Hall of Fame and everything for sure. For sure. If they're going to be nice about all of this and help us, that's great. I thought we were just going to have to all walk in like, hey, let's gather around, start singing. That kind of stuff. That's good because if we have their help, you know what's great about that? We get one of their people to film it. That way there isn't any Dolph fan that has to film it and then be left out or something like that.
I was figuring that was going to have to be my role.
No, dude. If not, I was thinking of getting a tripod.
You know what? I'm actually here. Want to take it one step further? Let's have the NFL, the Hall of Fame, do the Dolphin fight song all through, so we don't even have like some little tape recorder. This and like,
it's on the speakers. You mean?
Yes. Everybody.
I don't know if we do that because
has to acknowledge.
No, because then the whole building and not everybody's involved. I just think. Anyway, I don't want that. I don't want any.
You want to keep it.
I want all voices.
See, I'm trying to be like, punch them in the mouth.
No.
The whole place. It's about the Dolphins right now.
We'll sing it with so much pride. It'll sound great, dude. I'm not worried about that.
You understand my point, though.
No,
I wanted to
totally
take over the whole freaking building.
But we're going to do something that's never been done.
It's an incredible idea on your part, bro.
Yeah, so we're going to do something that's going to be so cool, and people are going to use that all the time on social media.
This is going to be the equivalent of I like to teach the world to sing. Remember back in the day for the Dolphins.
Kenneth Cleveland says, I saw the Jacksons do a show scene. Michael passed. It was terrible. I felt bad for the other brothers. It was not good at all. No, I mean, it's got to be all together or it doesn't work. Big O, do you remember the RB song Standing Ovation by GQ? No, I don't. Maybe I know it, and I right now it's not hitting me. Myron says, and he chimes in with a little super chat. He says, I'm a huge Morrissey fan and happy late B-Day, Dolores. You are missed. Yes, O'Riordan. Dolores O'Riordan had a birthday, I believe, 2 days ago. I want to say Dolores, unfortunately, no longer with us, the singer of the Cranberries. And you are correct. Nice job by you, Myron. So talented, man. So sad that we lost her. And Morrissey is awesome. Alexa V, the president, is in the house. Nice. What do we got? An Amber Alert? Oh, I hate that as a parent. 10-year-old. Sucks, right? I hate getting one of those Amber Alerts. God. It's depressing because you know there's a parent somewhere suffering right now, and that's unacceptable. Let's see. Who is playing the banjo for the fight song in Canton? I am negotiating with Steve Martin. Okay? I know he's a little bit of a wild and crazy guy, but he is going to take some time, probably join us. I figured we get a famous banjo player, and so I figured Steve Martin would be just perfect. Okay?
We could get the guy that was in the movie Deliverance.
There you go. There you go. Josh is in the house. The Hall of Fame representative was a teacher, so thank your wife, as when I told her that your wife was a teacher, she was like, Oprah giving stuff away. We'll send you details now. I like it. Alexa V, he ignores me on the chat yesterday. Did I do that? Did I ignore? Did I do something? Did I do something wrong? Let's see. We can get the Boogerator from there you go. We can get the Boogerator from Deliverance, he said. Is that what, or is that how it's pronounced?
I thought the song the song is Dueling Banjos, ain't it?
I know, but
yeah.
Super Boom Shack, I guess that's the name of the player or whatever. Steve Martin and Martin Short are my favorite comedians. Hoodie and the Blowfish going in with Ken with the banjo. Hoodie and the Blowfish. I like it. Not Hootie, but Hoodie. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. All right, let me see what I got here. If we got anything on the text line of importance for all of you out there at 786-322-1105. If you want to get in on the show here, let me see. Anything? No, just no, I can't give you that. And no, I can't say this on the air. There, you guys got to have watch out with the language.
Yes, if you really wanted, you did yesterday.
Yeah, but that was
you told Wooden Horsey Rider to.
Yeah, but he wanted to kill me. I mean, I shouldn't be happy about somebody trying to kill me, right? I mean, that's not really a lot of fun when somebody's trying to kill you. Okay. Can I give you a story here that's kind of crazy, that you would never expect this anymore in today's world? So, all high schools, they've got a name and a nickname, right? For their sports and whatever it is and all that good stuff. Miami High is the Stingeries. Coral Gables are the Cavaliers, things like that. So there is a school in Texas. It's called, the town is called Robstown, okay? And some guy was tweeting out that they were playing high school football on Friday. Because, Fridays is the night for high school football in this country. So a lot of schools that are, back in and they're actually playing. And we know Texas has never taken this virus seriously. So, there you go. So Robstown, their high school in Robstown, or one of them, is back in action. So Chris Thomason he ends up tweeting a video Friday of the Robstown High School football team taking the field. Now, nicknames are really key, and they stand out. Do you know what the Robstown High School nickname is? In 2020, the Cotton Pickers. I know some of you fell off your chair. If you're driving, you almost crashed. Some of you are laughing your ass off right now. Some of you are like, huh? What? No, he's joking. No, I'm not joking. The Robstown Cotton Pickers. So they tweeted this out that the Robstown Cotton Pickers come out before their season opener against London tonight, and it went viral. As you can imagine, in today's world, okay, now I'm wondering, like, at any point, did anybody think about, like, hey, the nickname of our school is probably not a proper name to have. Like 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. But in 2020, you still have a nickname of Cotton Pickers? No, the best part is the logo is this big old cotton, right? That's there. And it's weird, dude. It's weird. Here, let me show it to you. There you go. Here's the Robstown Cotton Pickers. Okay? Not lying. How does that happen? I mean, and there's a whole bunch of black players on that team. And there's got to be a whole bunch of black students in that school. How is that possible? How does that go under a radar, under any radar? I'm not talking about radar from MASH. I'm just talking about radar. How does it go under any radar? Where's the common sense?
That makes the Indians and the Redskins look like
nothing.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the big deal?
Yeah. So the report followed up and said they didn't mean to stir the pot by dropping the full name, but he says he never says the full thing on air and usually refers to the team as the Pickers, and providing content saying the Cotton Pickers is something the school board there recently voted to stick after consulting with the community, which is apparently predominantly Latino. Most of the folks do, in fact, pick cotton and don't view it as a slur. There are some local residents there that are even proud of the name as they view it as honest work steeped in local tradition and heritage from their POVs anyways. That said, Thomas acknowledged that it's probably time to change the name, adding that he advocated it for a few years. Fact is, the history of cotton picking in this country usually conjures up just one thing for most: slavery. I mean, that's kind of what it is. If we didn't have the history of slavery, then it wouldn't be a bad thing. But it's kind of, when you think cotton pickers, that's just kind of what it comes with. You know what I mean? And in today's world, and how ultra sensitive everything is, and how PC everything is, you got to figure years ago that this was going to be a problem. And how you didn't change your name. And in 2020, you still have something called the Cotton Pickers? I don't know, man. I mean, that's just... I don't know. I don't have an answer for it.
The guy doing the broadcast I just call them the Pickers. You're not guitar players, brother. No, that's not the connotation here, pal. Sorry, man.
By the way, the show is proudly brought to you by Toyota of Hollywood. And, folks, you can get a 2020 Toyota Corolla LE for $149 a month for 36 months. You can get the hatchback XSE for $239 a month for 36 months. The Camry LE 2020 for $205 a month for 36 months. How about this? The 2020 RAV4 LE four-wheel drive, $289 a month for 36 months, and that is the new RAV4s are awesome, dude. They changed the body of that, and it looks great. The 2020 Highlander, all-wheel drive, $379 a month for 36 months. I want you to get on down to 1841 North State Road 7, whether you're buying or leasing a vehicle. Make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. Trust me, they will take care of you at Toyota of Hollywood. Go see Steve Ostrov. Herbie Lopez, man, he is the best. Gotta go see Herbie Lopez. He will take care of you. And if you've got somebody that's kind of difficult, they're kind of picky, send them to Herbie Lopez. Herbie has got patience. He will handle everybody with kid gloves, and they will come out of there really, really happy. 1841 North State Road 7, it is Toyota of Hollywood.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to fear, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
America's safest and best-selling compact luxury SUV is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. RDX, $339 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Troy Ortiz says, did you see the poll where 65% of Americans are not going to take the COVID vaccine right away? Those are 65% of the really, really smart people. Are you going to take it? Come on, bro. This thing's been rushed. Vaccines take years normally. They have to test it and test it and test it many times over. And you've got to see the long-term effects and see what happens to these animals or human beings that are actually, being tested. I have 5 stents in my heart. No shot. It's like when I hear Russia is working on one, I'm like, you think I'm going to try a Russian one? Get the hell out of here, bro. I'd rather die than try a Russian COVID-19, what's it called, vaccine. Trust the Russians. Get the hell out of here.
The orange-haired guy says Putin totally certifies it.
I mean, are you kidding me? So I don't blame anybody for not. In fact, if you're going to take the vaccine right away, you're not very smart. Okay? You're not smart. You should let other people be the guinea pigs if they want to be the guinea pigs. There is no, I'm going to keep my distance. I'm going to keep my mask around people I don't know. I'm going to keep my mask around people I'm not hanging around with that much. Okay? I'm going to keep doing the same things I've been doing. That's been working for me for about a half a year now that we've been at this crap? Okay? Same thing. I don't wear my mask around this idiot. That's it. It's my wife and this moron. Outside of that, nobody else. Okay? Nobody else. Because that's like my brother there. So I can trust him. Can't trust anybody else. Oh, you are.
I'm not. Oh, come on, man.
You know what I mean?
You're a little offended over here.
You know what I mean?
Listen, you know what's scary? I've been thinking about it because, I've never had the chicken pox, and my guy told me not to do the chicken pox vaccine because of my white cells. I may never get to take that vaccine.
Oh, yeah?
Because of my white cell situation. People with red blood cell situations. If you have stuff like that, you may not get to take the vaccine.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor, so I don't know, but I know this. Early on, I'm not taking it for like a year. Okay? Seriously.
That's just playing it safe.
Yeah,
man.
no, there's no way I'm taking a vaccine right now. Hell no. It's all political. They're all trying to rush it to try to use it as a tool like, oh, yeah.
Hey, we don't know nothing about the COVID-19 virus itself. But, hey, here, we have this vaccine. Give it a whirly-twirly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, a vaccine, they still don't know everything about it, and they're going to have a virus they don't know everything about, and they're going to have a vaccine for something they don't know everything about. Wow. Okay. We got you. Lisa says, so Pats have cut both field goal kickers, no Brady or Gronk, and several players opting out for the season. You think it's too early to say they're tanking to get Lawrence? Asking for a friend. Lisa, I don't believe they're tanking. I really don't. I think Bill will try to win. I don't think Bill can tank because stay with me on this one, okay? Bill's got an ego. Last time I checked, right? Tom Brady's got an ego. And so if Tom Brady goes to Tampa and he's winning, and they're losing, okay? And it looks incompetent also, then it's going to be a terrible look on Bill Belichick, okay? And so that's where I don't think he is trying to – he has a good enough team that he can win a couple games. So he's not going to get the number one pick as it is. I think they'll win enough that they, you wouldn't sign Cam if you're trying to tank. You know what I'm saying? You would actually go with Brian Hoyer. You would go with the rookie, well, not the rookie, the third-year player now at this point. You would go with guys like that, okay? That's what you would do if you're really tanking. I think he really wants to compete. The problem is things are going against him. Players opted out. Players left. Because once Brady was leaving, it set everything in the other direction. I bet. Look, if Brady's on that team, okay, the linebacker is not taking the year off for COVID. He's playing. The safety is playing. Two of your biggest players, Hightower and Chung. Those two guys would be playing if Brady was there. Bet your life on it. So there is, and here's the other thing for Belichick. He starts to lose his grip on the perception and everything else if it's a terrible year and things don't look good. And so I disagree with you. I don't think they're tanking. I know they don't have a team to win a title. That's for damn sure. I don't even think they got a team to get to the playoffs. I'm not impressed by the roster. But I think he's trying to win. And it just doesn't look like it because everything's not cooperating with him. Pandemic, players, free agents, all of that. And things have changed for him. So he's going to go through a rough time here.
Try as he may, try as he might. Let him revert back to the Cleveland days.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, I'm good with that. I love it. Trust the Russians. I don't even trust our own government right now. Exactly. Yeah. Let's see. Russia uses radiated plutonium to kill COVID. Oh, there you go. And the guy with orange hair wants you to drink disinfectant. So it kind of goes hand in hand. Russia's vaccine is like vodka vaccine. Nice. I like it. So when they're injecting you, it says Smirnoff on it. Is that what it is? Right? You're getting an injection. It has a Smirnoff logo on it. Big O is getting the vaccine before the draft in Cleveland.
The people up in Idaho, because of the vodka thing, are getting all excited. They have a bunch of potatoes there. They're ready to get involved.
To go. Yeah. Ray says, extremely risky if you take the rushed vaccine and it comes from Russia. Can you say, oh, hell no? Oh, yeah, no. If you tell me it's Russian, I'm not even taking it, ever. I'm not trusting those guys. I wouldn't trust them for anything. I'm with you. Super Boom Shack goes, Patrick Chung snorts coke to kill COVID. Tampa grabbed a lot of veteran talent this year. Will it work? Oh, I don't think so, bro. This reminds me of our Dolphins with 19 first-round picks and the Raiders with 21. That's what this reminds me of. And it never works out when you're like, oh, let's just go collect talent all over and we'll put it together and it'll work. We'll all just stir it in the pot and boom, 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 and we're going to have, a great souffle. No, it's not going to happen. I just don't. No. Can't do it. Big O, are you concerned about the Dolphins receivers being prone to injury? Brother, I'm concerned about everything. But at the moment, what can I do? What choice do we have radically? You know? Can we switch out Devontae Parker for somebody else in the league? No, we can't. We got him. He's ours. So they did get a guy in Preston Williams, and he hurt his knee. What are you going to do? And now they got the Callaway kid, and we'll see if his head is screwed on right. They'll do the best that they can. But I'll tell you this. If Devontae Parker and Preston Williams do stay healthy, Miami's going to have a hell of a receiving core, and you won't even have to worry about it radically. Myron chimes in with another super chat. Myron is asking me, Big O, before the season starts, what's your prediction for my Niners? Here you go. I'll give you all the predictions. Are you ready? Buffalo wins the East. Baltimore wins the North. Indy wins the South. KC wins the West. Tennessee, Houston, and Pittsburgh get the wild card spots. NFC East goes to Philly. The North goes to Green Bay. The South goes to New Orleans. The West goes to your San Francisco 49ers. Tampa Bay, Seattle, and Minnesota are your wild card winners. The Super Bowl is Kansas City and San Francisco. I'm going lazy. I'm picking the same teams. And if you notice, I'm picking most. I didn't pick Tampa to win the division. I picked New Orleans because I'm going with continuity. I'm going with Buffalo that had the same team that they brought back this year. I'm going with Baltimore that brought the same team that they got last year. I'm going with Indy over Tennessee and Houston. Okay? And in Tennessee, it's because I don't buy the quarterback still. And Indy, I like what they're doing. And they added somebody in the middle of that defense. They added another running back. I like what Indy's doing. They added some quarterbacks. I think they are on track, and I think that's going to be a really interesting division between the three. I like Indy there slightly. That's why I got Tennessee and Houston, both of the wild card teams in there. KC, same team coming back, plus they signed all their guys. Pittsburgh got their quarterback back. That should be good enough to be a wild card team overall. They were close to being a wild card team without him last year. You figure he's good enough for another 2 or 3 wins, gets you into the wild card. The Philly, they won it last year. I'm going to go with them instead of Dallas. I still can't trust Dallas. Green Bay, I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be a motivated mofo there. I got Minnesota as the wild card winner there. New Orleans, I told you why. San Fran, I told you why. Tampa, they did add enough that I think they were close. They were a top 10 defense in the second half of the season. I think Tampa will be good enough with Brady to get into the wild card. Seattle's monstrous, and Minnesota. So that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And I know some of you are going to go, well, why didn't you pick the Dolphins? I got them winning 8 games. That's a lot to ask for them to make that kind of a jump. It's just not fair, you know. So there you go.
I'm going to have to make a modification to my pick for the Dolphins, because you remember my formula was just at 5.
At 5, right? So
I don't know that we're going to win 13 games. I'll add 2.
So
I think we're going to win 10.
So you got him in the wild card.
I think we're going to surprise people.
Okay. All right. So Bill's got him in the wild card. There you go.
If we had the worst rush.
And by the way, I've got your Niners winning it this time.
Huh?
Yeah. Niners beating KC.
Wow.
In the Super Bowl. They get their revenge.
So the offensive coordinator, head coach, and Garoppolo get it together, and the offense doesn't muck it up.
And that defense added, another D lineman.
Yeah, that defensive line, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Kenneth Cleveland chiming in with a super chat. He says, the guy with orange hair tried to get into the boom boom room, couldn't get past Bill. I'm giving Bill a raise. Nice job by Bill. That's it. Big O, what is Odell Beckham tweeting about? I have no idea. I have not seen it. What is his crazy ass tweeting about now, dude? I have no idea. What did he do now? I'll look it up here. quickly here, and I have no idea what he's doing, but let's see. Odell Beckham. Odell Beckham has 10 beautiful women in his DMs any given chance. Where's the old? I'm trying to find. What's his? Let me see. Okay, can't knock me off my pivot no matter what crap is thrown at me. I guess responding to, because apparently rumors from overnight. What were the, I don't know what the rumors are. Odell Beckham is trending because he allegedly likes to get popped on. Okay. I don't know what this is. Okay, to set the scene, the clip comes from the Thoughts Next Door podcast. Co-host, NBA players and her partners have others, Slim Danger Pod and Danger. I mean, I'm not saying OBJ enjoys girls taking dumps on his chest, but I could imagine that these professional athletes that could literally get any girl on earth probably need a little something extra to get them going. But the reason I don't believe this story is because, like I said, OBJ has the pick of his litter, and you're trying to tell me he chooses Slim Danger? I don't know. I have no idea. This is a weird story. All right, so I don't know. I don't know if Odell likes to get number 2'd on. I have no idea. Okay? Odell Beckham is trending this morning because a woman claimed in an interview he likes to be pooped on. Okay? I'm not sure. I don't know what to tell you, bro. You know, that's some crazy shit. That's all I can say. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105. If you want to get in. Wow. All right. All right. So Odell likes to get pooped on. Well, what can I tell you? Now can you? Luckily, there are no fans in the stands now, because wow. And so Odell likes to get pooped on.
So he hates.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
Don't ruin my moment here. What team does he play for?
The Browns.
What can Brown do for you? I'm just saying. Just saying. It's kind of appropriate. And when they tell him, hey, where do you want to get the Browns? Because I love the Browns on me. So there you go.
So basically, when he's watching two girls in a cup, he's pissed because they're eating what he wants on him.
Right. That's it.
That's bad.
Gus 1388 coming in with a super chat. He says, if you take the Russian COVID vaccine, das vidanya forever, brother. Yeah, I would probably go with that.
You can see Odell watching the video and going, no, rub it on you.
Yeah. Myron goes, that sounds gross. Well, yeah, damn right. Oh, tell Billy he drafted nicely. Oh, there you go. Alexa likes your draft.
Yeah, well, tell that to Yahoo. They gave me a C on my report card. Yeah. But thank you, Alexa.
Odell uses the deuce to detour COVID. Wear a mask, bro. Josh says, Gucci, Myron, tequila, yes, but the other thing, nah, I don't do that. Well, the Giants sure helped him with that alleged fetish. Yeah, yep. Let's see. Odell acting like Eric from The Animals. Eric Burden was the Eggman. Cuckoo, ka-choo. And Pat in Nashville says, I just threw up in my mouth. Yeah. Well, you can throw up on Odell when you see him. He probably likes that too. I don't know. What can I tell you? All right, let's air. We have not done the coach. Let's do that. We have not done any of that. You know, I forgot about that. We've done 3 hours and 20 minutes, and we haven't done the coach. All right, so Brian Flores addressed the Meteors today. Let's hear from the head coach, and we break it down. You know, we love to do it here. We We play the coach's interview with the media, and then we tell you what we think he's going to say. And maybe he's going to say, I want to sign a receiver that likes to be crapped on. No, he's not going to say it. All right, go ahead. What can Brown do for you? No, I don't hear anything. Is it going? I don't hear anything. You guys hear anything? I don't hear anything. You're hearing it? I don't hear anything. You're hearing it? I don't hear anything. All right, let's see if we got it now. All right. Fire it off.
Good morning, Coach. We got a look at the depth chart last night, and one place of interest for us was the right guard, right tackle decision. What went into putting Solomon with the ones?
Look, like I said yesterday, I mean, I wouldn't put too much into the depth charts. Look, I mean, we got a really tough opponent. It's going to be a competitive environment. Everyone's got to be ready to play. That's been my message to the team. That was my message this morning. That'll continue to be my message. So, again, like I said yesterday, I wouldn't put too much into the depth chart. You know, everybody's got to be ready to go.
Cam Wolf.
Good morning, Flo. I know you always preach competition, you know, so none of these things are final. But obviously, you named Fitz as a starter. Last year, we saw Rosen, I guess, after a couple of games. Do you anticipate Fitz, you know, secure in that spot, or could there potentially be a quicker hook like it was last year?
You're breaking up a little bit, but I think the gist of it was, could a situation come up that Tua could play, essentially?
My question is Fitz more secure in his starting this year than he was last year when he had a quicker hook? Could we see similar, or is he more secure, essentially?
Fitz has done a good job in training camp. Obviously, you know, he's a veteran. He's got leadership. He's experienced. We feel good about where he is, and really the offense, the defense, the special teams. So we'll see how things go, and we feel good about where he is right now.
Omar?
I wanted to ask you a little bit about the nickel position. That seems to be one of the hardest positions to play, and you're facing one of the teams that utilizes the position quite well. Do you want to go with experience there, or is that something where you want to play the best player?
Well, it's always a combination of both. You know, talent, experience, ability to communicate. I mean, I think all those things play a factor in who's in those at the nickel position or the, you know, any of those sub kind of packages. So, you know, we've had a lot of conversations about who's going to be the nickel, who's going to play the dime, who's going to play, you know, defensive line in those situations. So, but like you said, you know, Julian Edelman's a great player. He's in the slot, you know, primarily, but he also plays outside. I mean, I've seen him in the backfield also. So they move him around quite a bit. We've got to be prepared for really all of it. That's what this week of preparation is all about. So, you know, hopefully we go out there and have a good week of practice. And look, they're going to show us things that we, you know, haven't seen. There's been no preseason games. If we can communicate, we can, you know, play with good fundamentals and technique. You know, I think we'll be okay.
Adam Beasley.
You just mentioned how there's going to be some uncertainty going into week one. Is there uncertainty about your own team? What is your level of confidence that you know what you have, and when you dial it up on Sunday, you're going to get?
I mean, we've had, you know, a month of practice, you know, 14 padded practices, and a little bit more, you know, whether it's the OTA practices or the walkthrough. So, yeah, there's uncertainty really across the board with our opponent. And again, you never really know. We talked about it. You know, there's a lot of young players playing, a lot of new faces on this team. So, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty, a lot of unknown. You really don't know until you step out on the field. But we're going to practice and prepare and try to put our best foot forward and try to come out of there with a win. But it won't be easy. We understand that. So, I mean, you can, you know, say uncertainty, say, you know, this and that. But, you know, when you go up and play against a good football team, you know, which one is it? Is it uncertainty, or is it, you know, good competition? They make plays, we make plays. Which one is it? So, I mean, it's a kind of a tough question to answer.
Alan?
Good morning, Brian. I'm wondering whether there's any significance in the fact that there are 8 captains this year as opposed to 4 last year.
I would say there's quite a bit of, you know, good leadership in the team. There could have been, you know, there was 4 or 5 other guys who got votes as well. So, you know, that's a good thing. Quite a few guys who receive votes. There's a good amount of leadership here. We need that, you know. You need 53 leaders on your team. You know, that's what we're looking for, and that's always something I try to talk about. I mean, you need as much leadership on a football team as you can get. And, you know, just because you're a captain doesn't mean or you're not a captain, I should say, doesn't mean that you don't have a leadership role in the team. And I've talked to the players about that. If something's wrong or we got to make a call in the field, and it doesn't have to just be the captain who makes that call. We're voted by their teammates. So you need 53 leaders on the team. I'm happy to have the 8 guys we have. There were some, I would say there are 4 or 5 other guys, honestly, who also got votes. So there were some other guys. There's some other guys who didn't get votes who I see leadership in as well. So I'm happy with the 8 guys that were chosen, and we'll move forward with those guys.
Cam?
Hey, Flo, hope you can hear me a little better now. Wanted to ask, I know you don't take a lot of stock into last year, but the last game we saw your team play was up in Foxborough against this team. Are you able to take any, I guess, confidence or I guess, guidance in general from how you perform?
No. I mean, last year was last year, and this year is a totally different year. They've got different players. We have different players. We made changes to the coaching staff. They made a few changes to their coaching staff. So every year is different. And our goal is just to prepare for this week. We're not, really thinking about, what happened last year. In that last game was a totally different situation, 2 different teams. There were fans in the stadium. I mean, it's just, there's so many differences from, this year to last year on so many levels that we weren't taking COVID tests every day last year either. So there's differences. Schedules are different. The way we travel is going to be different. So, no.
Go to Hal.
Hello, you got me now? Can you hear me okay?
Got you now, Hal.
Okay. You had mentioned a minute ago about the fact that there would be no fans, and I'm wondering, as a visiting team, how does that affect your preparation, if at all? Because obviously, when you go into a really noisy situation, hand signals are involved and so forth. Does this affect your preparation very much this week?
Well, there will be some noise. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, we know what the decibel level is supposed to be, but does it affect our preparation? I mean, we'll go about it as if, there's a situation where we may need to go to silent count or hand signals. If we need it, we'll go to it. If we don't need it, we won't. But yeah, the preparation, it's a little different in that in some cases, where there's going to be crowd noise, it's going to be loud. In this situation, I think we're going into it with the assumption that it will be, whatever decibel levels this can get up to, it will be loud enough that we have to make hand signals or silent count or things of that nature. So that's how we'll prepare for it. It will be different. It will be unique. I mean, I don't think any of us have been in a situation like this in an NFL game. So there's a little bit of a learning curve here as well.
All right, we have time for one more. We'll go to Omar.
I want to ask you about your slot receiver role. I know I'm in your nickel packages right now. Isaiah Ford's obviously a guy who played a lot last season. How much do you feel like he's ready to become an NFL starter, or do you feel like this is a situation where you've got enough receivers that you can move him around and Jakeem can be in that unit?
I think we got a lot of good players in the receiver room, in the tight end room, in the running back room. Who aligns in the slot is really dependent on what formation we give them. So you can see a running back in the slot, you can see a tight end in the slot, you can see a receiver in the slot. Depends on what formation we're giving them. What matchup we're looking for. So specifics to one player. If it's Isaiah or Jakeem or Breida. I mean, Devontae. They've all been in the slot. So specific to that area of the field. Could be a number of people. I think your question's about, maybe a couple players, Isaiah, Jakeem. I think, Isaiah's had a good camp. He's been dependable and productive in practice. He's made a few plays in games, particularly at the end of last year. Jakeem obviously is explosive, as explosive a player as there is in the league. So I think we have a few options, and once we get to Sunday, we'll see who's out there and who can help us try to win the football game.
That is the head coach, Brian Flores. And look, I told you a little earlier, but I want to tie it to this segment. When he said don't look too much into the depth chart, I want to explain to you, they've only had 14 practices, like he said. It's impossible. Listen to me. It's impossible for any of the 32 coaches, maybe Kansas City or something, if it's a really established team, then you kind of know what you got. But Brian Flores does not know what he has yet. He has not put them through enough practices, enough padded practices. He didn't have 4 preseason games. He didn't have to practice against a team for 3 days. He just doesn't have any of that. So that's why the depth charts are really, it's not surprising for Christian Wilkins or Devontae Parker. You know what I mean? Certain guys, they're going to start. But when it comes to the offensive line, when it comes to the linebackers, when it comes to the secondary, there could be changes in different areas because you have young players that you've acquired or drafted or signed that are competing in those areas. You know what I mean? So again, and the example is also, like I told you about Durham Smythe, and I said it in that prior segment, but I'll tie it to this one also. Durham Smythe is listed as a starter because you have a really young offensive line, and you have a rookie left tackle that has barely played all offseason. So that rookie left tackle is probably going to need a little help. And I would not be surprised if Durham Smythe lines up a lot next to that left tackle. I would not be surprised if they're using a blocking tight end a lot because they may want an extra blocker. They may want to go a little more max protection. So those are the things why when he said don't look into the depth chart that much, it's not that he's trying to throw you off the trail or anything like that. I think he's just being kind of honest that, this is kind of a depth chart made in pencil. And we can turn it around and erase it and put somebody else in there. And that's kind of what's going on. So, again, don't be surprised. And a lot of these teams are going to end up making a bunch of changes. Teams that are in transition, they're going to make a lot of changes because there's no way, if they've got several new players, that they actually know what they have in those new players. Okay? So, just a little thing coming off of that. One more. We've got Gailey, the offensive coordinator of the Miami Dolphins. He spoke yesterday. That was Flores today. We have yesterdays from Flores on Monday, but we labored on Monday. So it's there. It's already podcasted from yesterday. But let's play Gailey from yesterday, talking a little bit about the offense, because I thought he had a couple of interesting points in his press conference. Go ahead, Bill.
Coach, good morning. Want to ask what went into the coaching staff's decision to name Ryan Fitzpatrick the season opening starter?
I think, first of all those kind of questions go to Coach Flores and not to me. He is the one that makes the final decision on that. But I think last year's play and this year's preparation and play played a lot into the decision.
Josh?
Hey, Chan, good to see you, man. The opportunity to get a player like Lynn Bowden, how do you see his skill set kind of fitting in? And we asked Flo earlier, he kind of plays that, it seems like that, versatile role like Malcolm Perry. Just how do you see his skill set fitting into your scheme?
To be honest with you, I don't know a lot about him. I didn't study him coming out. All I know is what Coach Flores and Coach Grizzard said to me about what he can do and what he's capable of. So it's going to be somewhat of a wait and see for me because I just don't know enough about him.
Adam Beasley.
Chan, you've had more than a few trips to Foxborough in your career. I was wondering, probably some good memories, some bad. What makes that place so hard to win?
They got good players is one thing. That when you have good players, it's hard to win. I don't care if you're home or away. They've won a bunch. They believe they can win. You have to go fight your rear off to win up there. It's always been a tough place to play, but the good thing about it is the players on the field that get to go play the game and make the difference. Our crew went up there last year and won, so I think they have a great belief about what they're capable of doing.
Joe Shad.
Good morning, Chan. Good to see you. What were some of the key factors that went into the staff's decision on who to go with it, right guard and right tackle?
I think you look at the overall play during camp of guys, maturity aspect of things. You look at the athletic aspect of things. And when you take all that into account, you come up with the best 5 that you can get on the field. And that's not just right guard and right tackle. That's the whole line. It's every position. Coach wants a lot of competition, and I think we had that. And then we had you got to make a decision. You can only put 11 of them out there. There may be more that are capable of doing it, but you can only put 11 out there.
Josh?
Hey, Chan, what do you think of the camp that Preston Williams had, and obviously the concern about his health before camp? It seemed like he answered a lot of questions or doubts throughout camp.
Yeah, some days he looked great. Other days you could tell he wasn't 100%, but there were more really good days than the bad days, and we tried to rest him. And I think he's in a good place going into the first ball game.
Omar?
Coach, I want to ask you about the tight ends that you have in your arsenal. A lot of people would say Gesicki's one-dimensional, Durham's one-dimensional, and then you have Shaheen, who's kind of shown you that he can do both. How important is it that you don't telegraph what you do with tight end use?
It's very important. You don't want to get locked into doing one thing with guys like that. You have to show some versatility. So, a guy like Mike that's envisioned as just a receiver and not a blocker, we've worked hard to help him get better as a blocker, and I think he's done that. And I think we've also done the same thing with Durham. We've worked hard with him to help his receiving, and he's worked hard at it, and I think he's gotten better at it. So hopefully we've got balance there more than people might think at this point.
Cam?
Hey, Chan, obviously we know you know Fitz well. I wanted to see if you could give us some insight on what value you think he still provides for the team as both a on field and off field.
His leadership is unbelievable. His understanding of the game is right up there with the best. And he understands not only what we're trying to do, he understands what the defense is trying to do. And that gives any quarterback a leg up when they can do that. So it wasn't necessarily that way our first year together in Buffalo, but he's gotten to the point the last 6 or 7 years that's been a real asset for him. So his leadership, I think his accuracy has improved since we were together last. And I think that his knowledge is great. And the other thing is he loves the game. He's a competitor. He wants to win. And you got a competitor at quarterback, that goes a long way.
Al?
Chan, I wanted to ask you about your plans for Sunday. Are you going to be on the field or upstairs? And what do you see as the benefits to either one?
I've always, when I hadn't been a head coach, when I was a coordinator, I've always been upstairs. The calmness of being able to think through the next series, of being able to look at the pictures and think about things without somebody coming up to you and telling you they were open on the last play. Why don't you get me the ball? All that stuff. It's great to just sit there and think about how you need to go about beating the defense the next time out. And you can spread out and just have some calmness is what I like about it.
All right, we have time for one more. We'll go to Joe Shad.
Just so you know, Jakeem was always open.
Yeah, they always are. They're always open.
My question is, what do you enjoy most about the calling the ball plays on game day?
That is a great question. You're in the business because you like to win. Everybody says they want to compete, but no, you want to win. That's what you're trying to do. you compete in order to be able to win. If you don't compete, you won't win. So yes, you want to compete, but I love winning, and it may be winning a series, it may be winning a half, but ultimately you're about winning the game. And the good thing about it is I've over the years realized the most important thing is at the end of the ball game to have one more point than the other guys. That's a successful day, because if we go out and win 15, 14, you guys will say how bad we are on offense and right, but we won. If we win 43-42, you'll talk about how great we were, but we won. The biggest thing is to go win the game. And so I like winning. That's what I enjoy about play calling, is winning. And I don't think I got all the answers, but I hopefully have enough to help us win.
You know, when you hear Gailey, and this is one of the things, and that last comment was my favorite one, because I thought people thought it was almost like a novelty that they signed him, and that, oh, well, he's too old. And lots of coaches are old. And I want a guy that has experience, and I love that he's the kind of guy that's run different kinds of offenses. You know, and different pro teams to college. I mean, you know, you go from Georgia Tech to the NFL, you're running night and day what you're running at Georgia Tech. And so, to me, I thought that's one of the things that I liked about the addition of Gailey. I saw what he did here when he was here years ago, and I saw it firsthand. I was a beat guy in those days, and I thought he did a good job when he was here with us. I thought he did a good job as a head coach in Dallas, actually. I don't think he did a bad job overall, considering the situation that he was put in. I think this guy's a damn good coach, and the people that think that he's here to get a check, that tells you right there. That guy doesn't need the money. He doesn't look to me like the guy that's made all this money as a coordinator or head coach at two levels. He has made millions of dollars. He seems to me like the kind of guy that's probably got a nice nest egg, you know, put away already, and he'll be fine. And if there's any grandkids, you all are going to win, because Uncle Chan is going to leave you something. You know, that's kind of the impression I get with a Gailey. So I don't think he's doing it for money. I don't think he's doing it just for the hell of it. I don't think he's doing it for fun. I think he's doing it because he seriously wants to win. And this is an opportunity he feels like that he is going to be able to help contribute to a franchise to turn things around and win. Whether it happens or not, I don't know. But I was not one of those guys. I'm still not one of those guys that was kind of dismissing the hiring of Gailey. I loved the hiring of Gailey because I ended up watching Gailey do his thing here for the Miami Dolphins a few years back, and I was impressed. Again, considering the situation he was in, I saw a coach that I thought got the max out of what he had. And I think he's going to be able to do that again here. So this guy isn't here because it's a novelty. This guy's in here because he's here to hang out for a year or two and then move on. He's here because he can help develop an offense and he can help develop a quarterback. And my friends, that's about the most important thing that there is right now for this franchise, is to develop that quarterback. That number one, they need to make sure that they make that guy an absolute stud. Myron chimes in. I think this is his third. Am I right? Yes, his third super chat of the day. There's a Spanish rock band that I paid for a live show online from Argentina called Vilma, Palma y Vampiros. If you like Soda Stereo or, Cafenes, you would love this show. Okay? All right? So, how do they compare to Los Amigos Invisible? That's like my favorite. I mean, they are a Latin band because they're Venezuelan, but they do sing a little English too. You know what I mean? But they're really good, man. I love Los Amigos Invisible. And if you haven't checked those guys out, Myron, check it out, baby. Check it out. All right? Robot Love. I want you to check out Robot Love from them. They got a song called Super Effer. Seriously. Super Effer. Yes. F-U and C-K and then an E-R. Yeah. Super. Yeah. It's seriously. They're good, man. They're good. I like them. There's a song about lying, about mentiras. I think it's called Mentiras. And it's really, really good, too. They got a bunch of really good songs. I love Los Amigos Invisible. And you want like a rocked out version of one of their songs, it's called Dame Tu Color. Also, really good. So if you want to check it out. Ray says, less funky than Los Amigos. Vilma Palma is more rock. Okay. Because nice job by you, Ray, that you know Los Amigos. Because Los Amigos is like a band that plays funk, R&B, rock, dance, pop, jazz. Like, they mix everything. Their songs have influence about everything. I'm telling you. Like, there'll be a tune that's a dance tune, and then there'll be a tune that it's kind of rocking out, and then there's a tune that's kind of bluesy, and they're really good musicians, by the way. And for you single guys, okay, I'm going to throw it out there, all right? There are certain bands that attract women, okay? I had no idea about Los Amigos Invisible, but if you're single, you want to go to a Los Amigos Invisible concert because I don't know what it is, but they bring out a lot of women, okay? I mean, how many concerts do you go that at least half the people are women? How many concerts?
It's 1 in
right
15.
Yeah, you would have to go to a Katy Perry concert or something, right? You would have to go to a Taylor.
Something that we would never go to.
Right, something we would never go to, exactly.
Unless you had front row and you want to look
Beyonce.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's about the only thing
I didn't have to. Well, I was thinking J-Lo for you and Shakira,
Beyonce.
and, you know.
Beyonce first row. Beyonce first row. And I'll have some ear stuff there so I can.
Holly Berry's
don't really
getting
care
very,
that much
very
about the
jealous.
music.
Holly's getting very jealous, bro.
Well, if she can sing and, says put a ring on it, then I'll do that too. The show is Saturday, September 20th at 10 p.m. Miami time. Okay? All right? This Saturday? No, that's it's next Saturday, actually. Okay. All right, let me see if I got to, remind me, but I got to write it down. And for any of you out there, check out Los Amigos Invisible. Good stuff, man. One of my favorite solo artists ever is Gustavo Cerati from Soda Stereo. He passed away a few years ago, but he was so good. Think Sting meets ELO meets McCartney. Wow. Okay. That's interesting. Most South American bands have tons of females at the shows. Even the small unknown bands, they're starving for bands. Oh, really? I had no idea. Now, Los Amigos is not a starving band. They're a good band. They've got like maybe 9 albums already, I think I may have of theirs. They're really good, man. They're really good. And they don't play in huge clubs, but they pack whatever club that they go to. Yeah, I'm telling you, you're going to like it.
Menudo always had a lot of girls at their shows.
There you go. Ray Soda Stereo. You guys I got to check that out. Okay. Let me write that down.
I got paid for that little dit there by Ricky.
By the way, I got to give Pat in Nashville a couple of loves here because after we talked about the Odell Beckham situation. Pat in Asheville broke a couple of stories. First of all, during the Flores press conference, he had breaking news. OBJ is now the number 2 receiver for the Browns. Okay. Then we were playing the Gailey press conference, and more breaking news came in, and Pat in Asheville was all over the breaking news. It says, breaking news, Odell Beckham has been downgraded to the 3rd receiver on the Browns depth chart. So there you go, Pat in Asheville. I got to tell you, Adam Schefter has nothing on you, Pat. You are the man right there. I mean, the man is the 3rd receiver now. That's strong right there. Let's see. Oh, yeah, let me write this down. Vilma, Palma y Vampiros. All right. There you go. All right. I don't know anything about Soda Stereo, by the way. Both of you and Ray, are enlightening me on Soda Stereo now. Now I've got to go check it out. Okay? And Caifanes, right? Is it Caifanes? Caifanes? I have never heard of Caifanes too. Soda Stereo or Caifanes. I'll check it out. I will check it out. All right, it is time to wrap it up here on the show. I think 3 hours and 50 minutes. Yeah, we did 3 hours and 50 minutes. Yeah, 3 hours and 50 minutes might be a long enough show, I think.
Yeah, you can try to tell that to Friday.
Oh, yeah.
When we almost did 6 hours.
Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be Thursday or Friday where we're doing, and we won't do that much. I guarantee you that.
Well, it's only a matter of moments before you'll know what we're doing on Thursday. Right?
Yes.
Or
yes.
Friday. One of those days. It's a
yes
double hit.
Yes, we'll find out.
How does your schedule look with the with our friends at Inter Miami correlating with the Thursday and Friday double dip?
Well, we play tomorrow.
Okay.
And then we play Saturday. And then what else? That's
trying
it.
To throw you in a
They haven't even given us the rest of the schedule yet.
Just throwing you into a grinder.
Yeah. Let's thank our super chatters first and foremost, folks. Kenneth Cleveland with 3 of them. Julius 305. Dougie Fresh hit it twice. DJ Gallagher. Gus 1388 did it twice. Myron did it 3 times. You guys are amazing. Wow.
Recent research has shown
super chat
makes no sense.
Yeah, you're getting focused on all the wrong sort of details here. You need to forget about all the normal rules that apply in society.
Wasted no time. Super chat. I thought it was really, 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 really cool.
You should all be very proud of yourself.
I have no response.
Super chat.
That was perfect.
John Santos, by the way, is telling me to check out Heroes del Silencio. I will check it out. I just wrote it down. But thank you all out there. And Myron sends in a 4th one of the day. Myron, bro, you're out of control. Great show as always. Oh, who is better, LBJ or Kawhi? I got to go LBJ, brother. I got to go LBJ. Kawhi, if he wins the title, or LeBron, they will be the first guy to win a title with 3 different teams, leading 3 different teams, not the Robert Horry thing. And so they're both amazing. But Kawhi has had his injuries. And, he needs to have load management. And LeBron is the cyborg. The guy's never injured, and the guy is a monster, and he plays every year deep into the playoffs. He's played a couple of extra seasons, but with all the playoff games that he's played too. So I have to give LBJ the nod over Kawhi because I know that LBJ is going to line up every single night. And I don't know if we've ever seen it from anybody like this. You know what I mean? So they're kind of equal. I know that Kawhi might be a better shooter and things like that, but I got to give LBJ the durability because they're both great. They both win. They both have championships. They both lead their teams. But I
you know what?
I got to go.
Kawhi is sending you a nice big middle finger, pal.
That's fine. That's fine. Well, that's the way it be, baby. Julius 305 chimes in with his second super chat of the day. Thank you, Julius 305. And he says, can you please take a picture with Cleveland at the Boom Boom Room? You got it. You got it. We'll take a picture at the Boom Boom Room. You guys are amazing. Good thing is everybody has a sense of humor.
I'm waiting for Manny to call in and say he wants a picture of you in the background of OBJ having number 2 put on him.
He'll probably send me, knowing Manny how twisted he is, he'll probably send me an email shortly or a text like, hey, no, seriously, can you get me that picture? And it's like, you're like, dude, it's like, did it register at all? And, that kind of stuff. But yeah. So thank you all out there as always. Appreciate you all. Thanks to everybody that downloaded the show, whether you're watching, whether you're, what's it called? Super chatting, however it is you support us.
Modified time tomorrow.
Yes, noon.
On an hour later.
Yes, we are on at noon tomorrow. Long day tomorrow because we got that, and then we got the game at night. And hopefully we get a win against Atlanta United, which, by the way, they traded Lee Gwynn today. So Lee Gwynn was traded from Inter Miami. A little news there. All right, well, we're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow.
We gotta go because we gotta get ready for the Heat to
6:30.
take out the deer.
6:30, baby. 6:30. All right, y'all be good out there. Much love. You be safe, please.
Wear your mask. Wash your hands.
And remember, I know you don't have a mask this cool, but wear your masks, okay? There you go. All right, I got it on eBay. If you're gonna ask me where I got the Danny Marino with the old logo, all right? And it is 2-ply.
Especial.
Yeah, it's on eBay if you want to get it. It's like $10. It's cheap, $9.99 or $8.99 or something like that. Not expensive.
What a bargain.
Yeah, what the hell? To have a Danny mask? Even if I don't wear it, like I haven't worn it, I've kept it in the studio just because I don't want to ruin it, bro. It's so badass. It doesn't get better than this, right? There's nothing better than this right here. Look at that. I got the old logo. I got Danny ready to fire. Are you kidding me? It's the best. All right, y'all be good out there. Much love. Thank you.
Till tomorrow.